This is going to be a great night.
Hello, everybody, and we are Dicey Adventures. Welcome to our Tales of Talerian campaign on our 10th night. We're going to go ahead and jump right in. We've gotten some updated stuff. So if you look over this direction right here, you will see all the updated, all of the pictures, the profiles, kind of just adding in all the artwork that we've had so far. And like I said, anybody that wishes to do anything, please feel free to. We love it. It's super cool. So
Fury got a haircut.
but yeah,
throwing that out
did we
there.
also get the updated stats on all the characters? Oh yeah, so the stats are updated. But yeah, we'll go and get started. So last we left off, our group had helped Tabitha with the assistance of Archibald Titus to recover her stolen artifacts. After that, you went around the town to finish some business. Not much beyond that. There was lots of conversations. There were
we did nothing.
yeah, it was kind of a slow episode last night, but you guys did some shopping. You got some spell components that you needed.
We had a lot of hindsight.
You had your armor collected. Yeah. So, but that's where we left off, is in the streets right after Jandon Braspers had showed up, a rival apparently of Sinjin Psychowitz, our bard, hero of heroes, who now feels like a zero, as he was defeated in the streets and Jandon has walked away. But yeah, that's where we left off. So you guys are standing at the streets.
What time of day is it? I know it's evening. We ate dinner. But...
it's probably like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So you have about an hour left of sunlight.
Fantastic.
You see Enid. She kind of turns toward you and just says, Sinjin, I think I'm going to go visit the graveyard for a little bit, if that's all right.
Yeah, whatever you need. Do you need any company? Or
No, I think just want to go clear my head, think.
Before you go, can I ask you a random question? Is there a temple to the Veiled One here in Kromstog?
Yes. The graveyard is her domain, and it's where you can go and seek communion. You can leave gifts, but there is currently in the main hall of Teagarden.
So there are other clerics and paladins and such.
There should be a cleric there that tends the.
Awesome. Well, maybe we can go there later.
And so you see Enid. She turns and walks away. So obviously Kayla's not here, so she'll be here shortly.
I didn't know the answer to that, but I knew Enid would.
Yeah.
Especially right now, she would know.
Yes, Enid is the DM.
All right. So, what do you guys wish to do?
Well, I think we ended with me not being with the group, because I just went off because I didn't care what you guys were doing.
You went inside?
No, just off in an alley.
Oh, just like hanging
Right.
out?
I didn't care what.
Like, I mean,
I
are you
didn't
just
care. Sinjin was
standing in an alley, though? Or like...
Yes.
No, that's fine. I just was trying to figure out if we need to go find you.
No,
or...
I was listening.
Again, so
I just wanted to.
Well, if you guys want to go in and get a table, I think I'm going to go check on Skittles real quick.
But so as I went. So how'd everything go? I assume you won victoriously.
Oh,
I
no.
lost
Based
nothing.
on that blood on your face. He threw a rock at you at the end.
Well, I didn't lose anything valuable.
Not even pride. No, just cleaning that off.
Thanks. Well, I'm going to go check on Skittles while you guys find a table.
Okay.
So you head into the stables. You could go in, and you can see Skittles the horse just currently.
Has he been attended to at all?
It does. You can see that his leg has been bandaged. Okay. You can see that he actually does have a splint on 2 of his other legs.
Is my old scabbard there?
Yeah, it is set off to the side. Yeah, it is set off to the side.
Take it and put the short sword back into it. For safekeeping.
He's just been holding it this whole time.
Mostly, or
Just tucked in his belt, sir.
yeah, it's been
Nope, it's
precarious.
been unsheathed and he's just been
but I now
Just
have
like
the.
walking around with it.
Yeah, the scabbard
Oops,
back for
I
the.
tried.
So I took my short sword one. Yep. All right.
Is
So
that
I
just another term for sheath?
Yeah.
Well, to sheath it is the verb, right?
Yeah, scabbard
No.
is the item. Because you sheath it.
the holder for my sword. That's what I
The
got.
sword holder thingy.
There you go.
Yep. So I'm gonna, just feed him a sugar cube if I randomly have one that I took from my dad's
Make
house.
just roll a d20.
Oh, goody. 5.
You don't, unfortunately, have a sugar cube.
Cool. Well, then I will just give him a good old pat.
Disappoint the horse.
He kind of nuzzles into you a little bit.
All right. Then after a little while, I will rejoin them, I suppose.
Okay. The rest of you headed into the Howling Tavern.
Oh yeah, I'm all beautiful right now, aren't I?
Uh-huh.
Actually, I'm not going to.
Oh,
Yeah, you got
mustache.
makeup.
Look like a
Actually, I'm not going to.
not you. You
Not going in.
you.
Okay.
You're not going to the tavern. You told us to go get
Okay.
a table.
So you guys head in there. You currently see Nebja serving drinks. Well, you got it back.
I'm not there.
Oh, it's
Oh.
just us.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Ash.
Hi.
How
What
are
was
you?
your name again?
Nebja.
Nebja. How do you spell that?
Nebja.
That's a nice name.
Mm.
I don't remember.
And how do you
We
spell
were
Ash?
coming here.
Just to kill time for
You
the night
spell
and
it
hang out.
AisLinn.
That makes no sense. But I love it.
Thank you. We're gonna go sit down.
Can I get you anything?
Do you have any fruits and veggies?
I can check.
Well, if you have any, I would like some very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just ate dinner like 5 minutes ago.
Did we? I'm hungry again.
Well, you get it picked around your
The
choice.
what
Yeah.
lentil and chicken
It-
feet
tons of-
stew.
He flavored it good.
Yeah.
You did
Yeah,
flavor
yeah.
Do you have any just like apple juice?
Sure.
Cider, maybe apple cider,
I don't know.
or what they would call it.
Sure.
Like, who are these
It
people?
sounds like such
You're
like
gonna
to get
put
like
a-
dried crushed apples as she
Yeah.
crushes them and makes the juice for him.
These guys are weird.
What are you ordering? Maybe a parakeet? I'm not there.
I don't know why I'm here. I'll just have whatever. I mean, I don't know. Whatever.
Oh, whatever.
A strong tall ale.
Yeah, an ale.
Here's some meat.
Mead. Perfect. Okay. I'll get back. Sorry.
Big old mug of meat.
Mother meat.
Meat mug is their
Meat mug.
specialty here at the Howling Tavern.
I could see that being a.
I'm gonna go sit
Okay,
down.
so what are you doing?
I'm going to see if the place is still open since it's not sundown yet.
Which place?
The place with Beverly Drum Stuckle, the Hired Hands Society.
Okay.
Probably far away.
Yeah. Make an athletics check as you kind of begin making your way there.
Not if I don't have to.
14.
What
Oh,
about
wait,
that
plus I'm not
stew
proficient, so
that we
15.
had?
Okay.
10
So
minutes
you
ago?
kind of
I
take
didn't
off.
like it
You
very
begin
much.
running a little bit, and as
But
you
what
as you
did
keep
made it
going,
taste a lot
you
better.
feel like you're gonna get there
Made it
before
bearable.
anything closes or whatnot. You do know that it typically closes around sundown. Like the main area. There are typically several employees that do work a night shift because there are night jobs that are available, but you know that she specifically worked during the day. So you hustle and bustle there, and as you get there, you can see that she is actually walking out and locking the door. Or locking the door and like apparently collecting her stuff from her office. So she turns.
Well, hello, Beverly. How wonderful to see you
Oh
again.
my gosh, Sinjin! Hi!
Hello.
It runs in, gives you a hug. It's so good to see
It
you.
is great to see you. I was passing through town again, and I had to stop and see my.
So you see the familiar blonde hair, blue eyes, and the spectacles on her face, and well, What are you doing? Did you just run over here to see me?
Yeah, actually, I'm like really winded. It's I lost track of time. Sun was going down, but I figured if you wanted to grab a drink or catch up for a little bit while I'm in town tonight.
Oh, sure. I guess I could. You can see her face gets really red.
Is this the same girl?
Kind of no. It was just letting you know.
No, this is a human female.
Yeah.
Well, then I will take her to not the Howling Tavern, other just place.
In the Market District, there's the Merchant's Meadery.
Yep,
We'll have to
there.
cut that out.
Alright.
It's okay if we get
All right, so you head there. This is
have to
actually
just
one of
sit
the
like
largest
this.
buildings within the Market District.
If you can
It
find
supplies many of the other small tavern places within the other districts and whatnot. So yeah, you go there and it's immediately a bustling environment. Let me go ahead and shift the music.
I'm so sorry.
During this period, you guys notice that Sinjin has not showed up at all.
So, do you think he got like lost? He lives here, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So he probably knows what. Do you think he's
You-
or maybe he's with Enid.
Or
He's
he's
gone.
hiding
He
from
went
another
to
girl.
the cemetery.
Or
That's true.
another guy.
Maybe they're all in one place, if you know what I mean.
Do you want to go find them?
No, it's okay.
Here's your vegetables.
Thank you.
There's like 3 carrots and a leek on there.
What are they?
Vegetables.
What's that weird?
A leek.
It's like a
Okay.
Japanese celery stalk.
Are you
Is how it
here?
would look. No, but I don't know if you knew what a leek was.
I do.
Oh.
Okay, you said it all funny like you didn't know.
No.
And she just kind of like, it's a leek?
Never
It's just
heard
what
of
Farfetch told
I was gonna say that.
Alright.
Thanks.
And your cider? And she just hands you, it looks like it is just mushed up apples. And it smells very strong of
Apple
vinegar.
sauce. Who puts vinegar in apple cider? Ooh, apple cider.
Apple cider vinegar.
Oh, you mean apple cider vinegar?
Yeah, essentially.
Ooh.
Thanks.
I guess you could flavor it though. So.
Yeah,
you
you
just make
can
it-
flavor it, make it taste really good.
Well, first I would try to take a drink of
Okay.
it first.
Do you like the taste of vinegar?
Drinking it straight, no.
Okay.
But it's not.
It's tangy. It's ugh.
Not something that I would.
Yeah.
Sounds horrible. To just drink a glass of.
Yeah, but it doesn't taste terrible. Like,
Maybe good for your gut.
yeah, working on the
Gut.
colon cleanse.
Yeah, there you go. It's good. It's good.
It might be effective at
For
that.
your needs right now.
It
Alright,
will
so
cleanse
you
for
do
sure.
the flavoring and
Yeah.
stuff. Alright. And she brings over you, or she already gave you your meat and stuff, and she's Get any more?
No thanks.
Alright. Well,
Sinjin
Anything
may
else?
want something if he shows up.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he's not here.
Well, he went to look
Clearly.
at his horse and then he never came back.
Okay. Well,
I'm just taking time with Skittles, guys.
Where are
feel
we
free to holler if you need anything.
staying tonight?
I'm probably not going to need anything else. Thank you.
Okay. So,
I may stay here tonight. Not sure if I want a repeat of last night.
That's good.
I bet she'd
Just to
know
know.
where you are if you don't come back. Just sleep in the sleep up in the rafters. That's a good idea. Because if you sleep up high, they can't find you usually.
I can lock my door here.
For some reason, I pictured there weren't rooms here.
This is a tavern
Just
Indian.
pictured people sleeping like on the tables.
Well, the homeless or needy do that, but
Oh, well,
since he has some money now, he could buy a
he's
room.
both of those things.
Well,
That's
he's
true.
got some coin.
I'm more needy.
so we'll cut back over to you. You guys step in. It is a bustling place, and you can see that a vast array of people are here, conversing. People getting off from the woodworking district. People done with the merchants. Their day they closed down their shop. You do see Ruvatok, the gold or the bronze scale dragonborn in there, currently having a drink. You see a couple other individuals. You do see what's his name? Roland Pearl. You see him in there as well. He hasn't noticed you at all, but
Who's Roland Pearl?
he's on your phone.
I was like,
So you see him currently sitting there. He hasn't noticed you.
Okay.
But yeah, so you go in there and Beverly kind of lets down some of her hair. She had a little bit pulled up, and so now it's fully down and stuff. And she kind of does one of those. And we're
a secluded area. There's not a secret place, but a booth or a table.
okay. And so she kind of hooks her hand up underneath your arm, and
So I guess we want to tell them. So first we'll just do small talk, like how's your family, that kind of
they're
stuff.
good. They're good. So have you got any new tricks? I always love seeing them.
Yeah. Actually, recently fought some hellhounds and then some giants, and I will elaborate the story to make myself look much more heroic than I was as I'm telling her the
Are
story.
you like trying to act certain things out while you're
Yes,
sitting
with
there?
blade
Okay.
flourishes up on the table and such.
Okay. Okay.
Not like attacking, but doing things like this and around and such.
Okay. As you're doing this, the individual Roland does notice you, and he catches your eye for a second, and he just kind of holds up a mug to you, and you see him. He looks over at the bartender, and he kind of does one of those, and the drink is brought over to you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So I will do all of that. Try to.
Okay, make a performance check for me.
Good. Ooh, 19.
Okay. Yeah, you are putting on quite the show. She's enamored with what you're doing. Are you doing any? She asked you to see any new tricks. So, is there anything new that you're going to try and do? Potential new spell that you've been able to utilize?
Yeah. Halfway through it, all of a sudden I'll disappear.
Sinjin?
And I'll walk around up here behind her.
Oh my gosh! God, how did you learn how to do that? That's amazing!
oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh! You
Out
can
of spells
disappear?
for
I
hours.
can.
That is amazing.
It is. And also I will show her the cool pants that I'm doing and what they do. I'll fall on the ground and then spring back up into action and such.
Oh, wow. So you
Very
like,
tight.
poof, they all the springs eject.
So if you don't mind, can you one at a time?
So while you sit down, you're slowly...
The butt ones first, so I
Yeah.
can sit down.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, that's what I've been up
10
to.
minutes. to put those back
That
in.
is fantastic.
Because
Oh
of
my
like
gosh.
telling stories.
Oh,
So how are things in town? Calm, the usual.
well, there's been a lot of talk about something that happened out east in one of the towers.
Oh yeah, what happened?
Well, in Fort Dunan, the one with the magic users.
Yeah.
There's apparently a massive explosion of some sort. No one really knows what happened. So it's just one of those things where it's like, I do think that they're looking for someone. I'm not sure, but I did hear that happened, and it's so a few people have been hired recently to go out. Construction workers have been hired to go out and help out with the rebuilding process. Obviously, magic users are able to reconstruct quite a bit by themselves, but they a lot of times will get the hired hands to come and clear away some of the rubble and stuff, and then they can help reconstruct it.
Are they calling it an accident or?
I'm not sure. Well, I've heard some talk that there was apparently a kid there that just did something and caused the thing, and that's who they're looking for. So they think it was someone, maybe a student at the school. But beyond that, I haven't heard much.
Wow.
So,
Well, hopefully it was just a misunderstanding or an accident. People learning
That's
their
true.
new skills, they could have, not known what he was getting into.
that's true. She
Right.
kind of leans a little bit closer to you.
Have you ever heard of? I dealt a little bit with the Helmsworth family up in because we heard where they're from. Where are they from?
They're from Yondu.
Right. With the up in Yondor, and have you ever had any dealings with the Helmsworths?
personally, I've heard a little bit of the name. There's he's one of the big head honchos in the merchant district, or in the merchant. Oh gosh, what is it called? The merchant
Guild, right? Merchants Guild.
He's the master of exchange.
Yeah, master of exchange.
Not that I know anything about that.
In the merchant federation. He's the master of exchange.
Wow, pretty high up there. Then.
Yeah, the ordering and stuff. But so if you're the master, so they each one has a sovereign in each of the areas.
Right.
But the master is the one that oversees all the areas. So he's the head honcho. Yeah. Do you know someone? I mean, knowing someone like that's pretty high up.
I just heard people talking over about them in general and got curious, but no one seemed to know anything.
Corm. Coryn.
That's the guy's name?
Yeah.
Do you know, does he have family anywhere? Or?
That's a little bit out of my league for stuff that I would know. I've heard him in passing from individuals coming in and asking for help, and
Is he a liked guy? Good guy?
I don't know.
Just a political.
I don't know as much as I know about it. Is his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's about all I overheard from there, but I was just hoping you heard something else. But, anyway.
Well, so tell me, what have you been up to? I mean, besides all your adventuring and...
Well,
It's not even on camera.
we'll be
No,
heading out
you're
of
just
town
never
here
fun.
soon. Got to turn in some giant's ears to get the prize money. And, yeah. And, just helping my dad and sister a little bit at the shop. I have to meet back up with them here in a little while. I told them since I'm only in town a few days, I'd give them a
You're only in
hand.
town for a few days.
Yeah.
Well,
So, Reva's working on some big project for one of my new hired hands.
what are you doing tonight?
That's what I have to go back to help him close up the shop and help him with that thing. But
What are you doing after you close up the shop?
well, depending on what time it is, probably bed. But if it's not too late, I could come back here. I can't promise what time it'll be, though.
Okay. Well,
If it's 3 hours after sundown and I'm not back, assume that my father decided to be a slave driver tonight.
okay. Well,
It was probably an hour after sundown already by now. So.
yeah. Okay. Well, I'll go back. I'll go get out of my work clothing, and I will come back here hoping expectantly to see you again.
Fantastic. Although, you might not see me.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
All my third level spells go. Or second level
Poor
spells.
Back to you.
All right. So you
I will
disappear.
kiss her hand invisibly and then
Okay.
leave.
You can see her. She's like very giddy. Gets up.
Yeah, I just used the wet napkin.
And then I will not run, but make my way slowly back towards the Howling Tavern. But
Okay.
I'm not going to run on my sore leg.
So 2 hours have passed since you guys have been in there. No sight of Sinjin. No sight of Enid.
I'm gonna look for anybody interesting to talk to.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check to see if anybody's around the tavern.
Didn't get the dice
I think probably like at least an hour in, I would have asked for a room.
Natural one. You go around. You see a figure up in the front corner, kind of away from everybody else, and appears to be a cloaked figure, sitting off by themselves, and you don't see much in the way of movement or anything like that, and they're just sitting there. So you go and you start up a conversation. They're quiet the entire time.
It's the coat back.
There's nothing going on, and eventually, after about 3 minutes, Trin comes up and lets you know, and kind of slowly turns the chair. As you see, it's just a cloak on a chair.
You know, I was wondering why it wasn't talking back to me, and that makes a lot more sense. Do you think anybody's got tips on that, or can I?
Around this time, so you were just at the graveyard, visiting.
Yeah.
And so
Show you
around
what Sinja
around
was
this
doing.
time, Enid steps in
I have
to the
evidence.
tavern, the Howling Tavern, back in, and you walk back in. So
Let's figure out what I'm
We're
looking at.
literally just
I'm
sitting
not
at a
there. You,
table.
the other three are there.
Oh.
He was flirting with somebody.
But
I was a graveyard.
We-
so.
And I was in another district.
so we don't know either.
We don't know
Yeah,
it.
we don't know.
No
but we
one knows.
know it. We can feel it.
I feel the
We don't know it, but we
dishonesty.
know it.
It's not best friends.
We're not even
Best
together.
friends.
No, you're married. I'm just talking about
It's a
a
yeah.
coat.
She's talking to a coat hanging on a rack.
Oh.
I think I
was
probably
very
went to bed
convincing.
by
I thought
now.
it was a person.
oh, Enid, it's good to see you, Nebja. What can I get for you? Do you want to meet?
Yes.
Oh.
The usual.
Just keep hearing meat. You want to meat?
We'll take some meats too.
one meat, please.
We ordered food. Or she ordered food too. He's like, you just ate it.
It felt like it was a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you guys doing?
Yes, have 2 hours to kill. Oh, really?
Well,
You got a room, he said.
I went to bed.
You got a room at the
About an hour in when St. John didn't show up.
Okay.
I would have just because
He's
I
out.
don't plan on staying at St. John's place
I
again.
want you to make a stealth check.
With advantage because I'm invisible?
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Is he in the bar invisible?
no, he's not.
18.
Oh,
he's
he's
still-
still. He's
still.
somewhere else.
Alrighty. So, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna
Girl
try to talk to Nemja.
You want to talk to Nebja?
Yeah.
So, what can I do for you?
Hi. I've never really been here before. You probably can tell.
Well, this is your second time being here.
That's true. I have been here
Mhm.
twice. Well, we went to the temple today, the big place. And I met somebody really interesting. I wondered if you'd ever met her before. She was like in the dark, shadowy part of it, and she wore really big clothes. And
What's her name?
I didn't.
Told
I
you-
wrote
I'm
everything
pretty sure she told you
else.
the
She
name.
did. I asked. I wrote literally everything else, but that.
Is it that shocking you don't remember a name?
No.
Cert.
Are you in this conversation as well? Okay.
Because I just told her about the coat rack, so
And
I
I-
figure
Okay.
I'm
Gotcha.
standing
Okay.
right
I'm making sure
there.
I'm talking to real people.
Yeah,
but
and Enid's
I'm
learning about
Yeah.
this.
Lionheart be with you.
Oh, sorry.
We
I'm
spoke
in-
to Cert.
Cert. Yeah. And she like seemed to know a lot of stuff, but
I can't really tell you if I've heard of anybody like that.
okay.
But can I get you anything else to drink?
No.
She turns and begins cleaning off some glasses and stuff.
Can I do an insight check?
You may.
Hmm.
21.
By the way,
She was quickly getting out of that conversation. This is the first successful insight check, I think, this entire campaign.
Yeah, we've
really
had
bad.
terrible insight.
I'm gonna whisper to Trim. Is Nedra far enough away that I don't think she can hear us?
You can move far enough away.
I don't think she was telling me the truth. She was... Oh! Lily, I thought you were still with the dead people. She's back. Oh, so when we went to... I'm so sorry.
You're not really good with dead people, are you? For
It's just dead people.
from other campaigns too.
I don't have a lot of sensitivity. So when we went to the temple earlier, we met this like person. Well, she was a person. She wasn't like a person.
Alive.
But yeah. But she was like all jingly, and she hid in the shadows, and she kept poking her head out, and she was telling us stuff for like money, and she was really cool. And I asked Natra if she knew her, and she was like, no. And then she went away really fast. I think
Would
she was
I
like,
know anything about this person?
The person that she described? No.
No.
Never.
The person that she described.
Yeah.
No, I was
Let's
like
search.
I
Would I know
no,
anything about?
no,
No. Okay.
never.
I don't know, like, well, I don't know why she would lie, but I just feel like she wouldn't tell me everything. I don't think she
Nebula
likes
will
me very
only
much. Did you see the stuff she
Probably
did?
talk about things she wants to talk about.
Well, I don't know what that means.
I mean, if there is something she didn't want to tell you, then she's probably not going to tell you.
Maybe she'll want to tell you. You should go ask her. But maybe like wait 10 minutes so she forgets.
I'm sure she'll forget about it, yes. Yeah.
It seems like a reasonable time.
So about as long as it takes me.
Well, I mean, I can't ask her again. She does. She gave me a
So,
leak.
wait, who? What?
And you look down at the plate that's in front of her, and there's 2 half-eaten carrots and a leek.
Look what she gave me to eat. She hates me.
I mean,
So
good
she
for
did
you.
ask.
For vegetables.
Oh, well, she gave you what you wanted.
Yeah.
Well, I ordered meat, so.
Is that more
Brings
like
out a
what
whole
you eat
pig.
here? What do you eat here? He asked for like apples and she gave him vomit.
Lentil soup.
Yeah, I've already had that. That was good.
Go ahead and make a perception check for me real quick.
17.
17. About 5 minutes into your walk back towards the Howling Tavern. It takes about 45 minutes walking pace to get back there. You've noticed that a couple figures have been following you a little bit. Yeah. But you've just slowly glanced over. You're invisible still, but it appears that a couple figures have been keeping pace.
I will try to, as stealthily as I can, not to show tracks or anything, go into an alley and see if they pass.
Okay. Go ahead and make another stealth check.
19.
Okay. You go down the alleyway, and are you just stopping there, waiting?
I'm watching out to see if they go by or if they're heading towards the alley.
Okay. So you get to the alley, and you see one of them appears to have a cloak pulled up over their head. The other one is wearing a large hat that is in a similar fashion that you've seen before. And they stop at the alleyway and begin making their way down.
Good. I'm sorry. I will... Hey, keep going. Not like running or anything. I tried to get to an area where there are more people just around.
Okay, go ahead and make another just straight stealth check since you're not really going, like I'll say, without your advantage, and make an athletics check.
9 and 8.
Jeez, these are rolling really well. Yeah.
These bounty
You-
hunters are going to kill us all.
Well, I don't think they
you
can-
begin
they know where I am. I don't think they
begin
can
making
see.
your way, and you begin making a little bit more noise with kind of going through the sandy streets a little bit, kicking up a little bit of dust as you're moving, and you hear a familiar voice. Oh, I think he's on to us. And you hear them begin moving a little bit quicker. They're probably within 60 feet of you now, as you're weaving in and out of these alleyways and running.
Well, I will just keep trying to go for an area with more people.
All right, go and make another, just a straight stealth check. as you are not trying to be stealthy. Oh,
9 again.
9. Yeah, they're on to you. They keep following
Do
you.
an athletics check.
Yeah, go and do an athletics check. I'm behind you on everything. I'm sorry. They're probably within, like, you're running. Your legs kind of acting up a little bit. It's you're struggling to keep pace, and it's just making it really hard. You are about 60 feet away from an opening that leads into a more open portion of the market district, and you can feel them maybe about 10 feet behind you, and slowly gaining on you. What do you want to do?
Run, dash, blade flourish. Just attacking nothing but to go further, faster. It'll make me appear.
Double check the blade flourish feature if you have to make. I think you have to make an attack against something.
My nose and
I don't know.
I didn't know if there's a way we can move it.
The air.
Attack the air.
Yeah, I don't know if you can
Yeah.
attack.
It needs to move towards me.
Okay. Let's see.
It just says whenever you take the attack action.
Okay. Well, you're using bonus action, or using your action to dash. Right?
Oh, yeah, then I guess it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So then I will still be invisible then.
Okay. Okay,
Oh.
you
Can I do
see.
something else as my bonus? Since I can't do that.
Yeah, so you begin running and you're getting really close. You feel Teagarden jumps out and whiffs, like trying to reach out in the general direction, and then you feel the lithe hand reach out, and you feel a hand on your shoulder of the half-elf female L grab hold of your shoulder. What are you doing as a bonus action?
Oh, I'm not gonna do that. Never mind. That would be bad.
Okay. Well, it looks like I've caught something invisible as she gets both hands on you.
Ooh, don't touch me there. You're naughty. Yeah.
Huh. And so she's kind of does this, and you see her slowly lift up her hand, begins casting an incantation.
I'll try to get away, I guess.
Okay.
On the way.
Your invisibility goes away.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, and you are standing there as she casts Dispel Magic, and
They're not gonna stop
you
till
see
we're all dead.
Teagarden goes to the other side and flanks you, and slowly pulls out a dagger and is just kind of holding it close and looking at you.
Well, you caught him. You caught the great St. John Psychowitz. Turn me in for all the gold I'm worth.
You're not worth anything to us.
That's true. I'm not worth anything to a bounty hunter.
What is there's he puts the blade up and kind of does one of those numbers to you, kind of pushing it against you a little bit. Your friend's still alive.
Is that a question, or is that just a saying?
It's the saying on the streets. And there's someone walking around that looks like your friend.
Well, that's good. Then he must have gotten away from you. Not sure how he managed that. Where's the rest of your crew, by the way? Didn't you have more than just 2 of you?
We did. We ran into some giants.
It's unfortunate. Those can be quite a handful.
Make a deception check for the kind of. Oh my gosh!
Natural
Of course it is. Good grief! It is.
I mean, he makes one good roll.
Yeah, no, it's
I've
always
done
the
bad on all
perfect.
my other rolls.
Yeah.
He
Everything was
did that.
below a 10 before that.
Yeah, I did horrible on every other roll.
Jeez Louise.
I mean,
So,
as soon as you lie, you're golden.
yeah.
So true.
Not that will help.
I don't know what you want from me. I'm not him.
Yeah, but you might know where he is.
I assumed he was with you. Unless you lost him on your way here to turn him in.
He kind of gives a little bit more pressure on the knife, and just says, "I'm not talk about what happened to us, but tauntingly, otherwise I'm going to slit your throat here in this corner."
So, did you want to catch a drink, or... No?
puts the dagger away.
Also, while it's on the subject, how much for your hat?
Punches you in the face. Naked. I don't think he hits you. Not enough to do damage. He hits you, but you kind of faint. You faint with it a little bit to make it look like he hit you a little bit harder. But
Oh, well. Guess it's not for sale. I'll find another one. It's fine.
just stay out of our way. If you see him, he's ours.
No problem, sir. You have a wonderful evening. Hope you find your friends soon. I'm gonna try to just turn and walk away.
You see Elle, she slowly turns towards you and she just puts her hand back on her shoulder and just says,
Did you want that drink?
No. Is it okay if we just check him for any items he might have? I don't know. I'm with the law right now. Gotta keep it clean for a bit. Fine. Lets you go.
Well, thank you. You have a wonderful evening.
They walk off.
Ugh.
That short one. You gotta be kidding me.
Well, then I will take a different route back to the Howland
Okay.
Tavern.
Okay.
Just watching for them the whole time.
Okay. So that makes sense why it takes a lot longer. So, after you've been there for maybe 30, 40 minutes, you see
Really
St. John
looks like
enter
he's
into
trying to
the
kill my character.
into there.
Don't worry, St. John has arrived and Skittles is doing great.
Aww.
And I got my scabbard back.
Then all is well in the world.
It is. So, we're missing some people, but that's fine. Are we heading
not
back
there?
to
We're
the...
there.
No,
We're
just
there.
Fury.
Yep.
Fury's done.
Are we heading back to my
Yeah.
dad's for
Okay.
the night, or...
I mean, I assume so.
Are you a friend? He bought a room for the evening.
Oh, well. That's smart. But,
Is it?
well, I mean, with Reva acting the way she's been acting,
Oh, she's harmless.
yeah, but I'd rather not fill her head with anything, you know.
Okay.
We're leaving town soon. He's not going to be here. Why get her hopes up?
Okay.
So, yeah, let's head back home, guys.
Are you sure we should leave him here?
I mean, you're welcome to try to share a room with them, but
No, I'm just saying maybe we should be in the vicinity.
We can stay here if you want to. I don't mind.
I think you guys dolled him up pretty well. You dolled him up pretty well.
I know it does look pretty good, but what if he washes his face?
That's what I'm worried about.
I doubt he's gonna do that. I don't think he's that dumb.
You know. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't look odd for us to stay. It would be weird if you stayed.
Sure. I mean, if you guys want to stay here, I mean, our house is literally a few blocks away, so
Or we're that close.
yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a couple blocks away, so I mean, we can head back. You guys can stay here.
That works for me.
And tomorrow
much
evening,
do you
we'll
want?
get your armor.
It's, I think it's 5 silver. So
I
mark
guarantee that
off,
would
make
be
sure you
better
mark off
off
5
again.
silver. So you guys sharing a room?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
get it.
Yes, please.
Okay.
I have
Alright, so
small
then mark off 5
monies.
silver for yourself as well.
Yes.
How many
I'll
silver
give you
on
this
a gold?
5,
It's 10 silvers, 1 gold.
Yeah.
Okay, so you two are returning back
Welcome
to
back.
the Psychowitz.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, by 2 days, like, she requests the armor. 1 day is essentially now, and by the end of the next day, her armor will be ready.
Yeah,
So
he's
it's a
he's
whole
been,
nother
he's
day.
fine tuning. He's like getting attached and everything and making sure that it
You
works.
still don't
and-
have your armor on.
No.
Oh, well, okay. So on the way back, just going to tell her, had a run-in with our fancy hat friends, and no, I
What?
obviously didn't get the hat. You wouldn't even tell me a price. Like, that's all I wanted was a price.
mean,
You wouldn't even tell me.
What did they want? Hat
Oh.
aside.
Right. Oh, they were looking for the kid. But
Oh, okay. What'd you tell them?
I told him I thought he was with them. Last time I saw them, he was with them, and they said they ran into some giants. I
believe
made
you?
fun of them a little bit, and then I think so. I mean, they let me go. I can be pretty persuasive.
That's true.
Also, he may just get attacked in the hotel room again tonight.
That's why you were being a little weird.
Yeah, but I didn't really want to just announce it in
Announce it.
front of everybody in a bar.
Well, maybe it's not so bad for Trin to stay behind then.
Yeah, I mean, her with no armor is probably a pretty good idea.
Well, I think she's smart.
I'll be fine.
Yeah. No, it's going to be great. They don't know he's there.
No.
They don't know he's in town. I told them I
keeps
hadn't
things
seen him.
quiet.
So, I mean, for all they know, the giants ate him. Well, I guess not. They think they know he's alive. Did he say they heard he was around
They
here?
heard he was around town. Someone with his resemblance is walking around.
Huh. Well, he does look different now.
That is true. They did a decent job disguising.
Got a haircut, got a makeover,
Yeah.
wearing different clothes.
But maybe you need to
He
talk
looks a
to
lot
him
different.
I
this morning
at
about
this
staying
point-
low.
Yeah.
I feel like he's already doing a pretty good
I think
job
we
of
should
that.
leave town probably tomorrow after we get Tren's armor back from my dad.
So
Maybe
then
put a
we-
rush on it if he can tweak it a little faster than normal.
So we need to figure out where we're going tomorrow.
I guess back to
Teagarden,
Teagarden just to
yeah.
turn in the ears.
All right, I guess that's step one.
Yeah. So
Another.
tomorrow afternoon or evening we'll be able to leave.
Okay.
So you guys make it back to
Yeah.
your the Psychowitz's house homestead. You two end up going up to the room. What are you two doing?
I'm gonna wanna try to summon my familiar.
Okay. So you see Ash begins setting up this circle and kind of sits in the middle of it for a little bit and begins lighting all these candles. And as
Just totally unannounced. Just
as she's doing this, you can see that she procures an owl feather from inside of her coat pocket, and she lays it down into the middle of the circle and kind of stands back up. And as she's doing this, she takes taking some chalk and drawing some lines, connecting all this stuff, and then sits down and begins chanting for roughly
3 hours.
roughly 10 minutes.
roughly.
And then
night long.
around that time, you watch as the feather slowly begins burning away and morphing into a figure. And if you want to describe what your familiar looks like.
It's a barn owl, so it's a little bit smaller with kind of the roundish base. Here,
Hedwig got it.
no, Hedwig's
Those
a
are
snowy
snowy
owl.
owls.
I know.
Excuse me.
I'm still picturing Hedwig.
Until I see
What
it.
about Ron's owl?
Oh yeah.
What's his name?
I can't remember.
Can't type.
Clumsy clot.
No.
I feel like this
Arrow,
music is
I
here.
think.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is what a barn owl looks like.
Oh, Aww.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Not purple, right?
So
Not
it
purple.
slowly begins to form, and then
Oh my
Oh, he is
goodness,
the
it
owl.
actually worked!
Well done.
What's your name? Do I have to speak with animals to talk to?
You
no,
can
you
understand it
can
on
a psychic
you
level.
can it telepathically understands you. It doesn't speak to you,
Okay.
but it kind of nods its head a couple times towards you.
Oh, I forgot to name.
Should probably name it.
Philo. Yeah, he looks like a Philo, right?
Yeah, sure.
I think he likes it. I can't really tell.
Lands on your shoulder.
He likes it. It's Philo. Look, you've got a friend. So cute, isn't it fun?
And then it kind of turns around a little bit, and then does the whole head turning around thing. Looks at you. Kind of.
I think he likes you too. You like her? Go sit on her head.
You have an owl on your head.
He likes you.
Kind of nuzzles its beak and scratches your head a little bit, and
Okay. Okay, you can leave her head. Let's go sit over by the window.
Hops
Yeah.
off. Goes, sits in the windowsill.
Okay.
You have Philo, your
Does Philo just stay around for as long as you want him to stay around? Or she's always
He's got
around
1
now?
HP. So.
Stays around until a stray wind blows him a little too roughly.
Okay.
She can poof him away.
And then poof him back or do that same thing again?
No.
She can just bring him back unless he dies. Then
Says
she has to do the ritual to
time is
recast
1
him
hour.
or to change his
Does that
form.
mean time to
She can
cast
make him
the
a
spell
frog
was
or something else.
1 hour?
Yeah, it was an hour
Maybe
and
a
10
spot.
minutes.
So
Also,
Trim is
like
super
ritual
confused
capital.
for
Yes.
Yes.
So it was actually an hour that you were watching your chant.
Well, I wouldn't have just been sitting there watching her chant. I would have been like,
So what
reading
were
a
you,
book or
what were
something.
you doing during that period?
I don't know. I have no armor. I have no stuff.
Did it explain anything?
Maybe I'd be like looking at that cloak. I still have the
Dancing around a
cloak, right?
fire.
So I'd be looking at it, like seeing if there's anything I can like.
Yeah.
Do I know that? Do I know that? No, I don't know anything about
I
that.
didn't know that last part.
I don't know. I don't even know what I can do with it, but I would be.
Okay.
Studying.
Make
That's why I picked on how they don't get attacks of opportunity.
so you remember hearing what it said. So you're familiar with it. It says, "Death is the gate and the key." So that's what the saying says in front and on there. And you also do know that Tybalt said that it was conjuration based, whatever was on there. Beyond that, you don't really know much. You can try. I mean, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
14.
14. Beyond that, it's one of those things where it's just you can try to decipher what that means. The death is the gate and the key. Beyond that, you don't really know.
Yeah, can I try to do that in my head? Solve the
Yeah,
riddle?
that's what you get to do right now.
Can I try to do it by
Laura.
rolling?
That was what the Arcana check was for. So.
Okay. She's got nothing.
Okay. So, rituals cast, Owl appears, Philo's there.
Good times.
Okay. You're sleeping peacefully. You two, you get it back into the house. What do you plan on doing?
I just want to talk to my dad before I go to bed.
And then maybe, well, it's a quick walk back, but I feel like I'd want to say something about, like, ask Sinjin about Cert, if he's ever heard of such a, because I would have probably been filled in about all the info she...
Cert. I don't know Cert, I imagine.
Go ahead and make a history check.
Is it magical?
No.
No, Ash was just telling me
14.
all this stuff.
The name doesn't really ring a bell. Yeah, it's.
It rings
She sounds really creepy.
But a lot
She said she was wearing like baggy clothes and jingling
She
around.
like told her a lot of stuff, so I don't know.
Maybe she's one of those like seers.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Was she blind?
He didn't ask that.
But she was blind.
I don't know.
She probably, her eyes probably were milky and were like showing visions in her eyes and stuff. It's probably crazy.
She said she was kind of hanging in the dark.
Right, because she can't see anyway. It doesn't matter where she is.
So maybe she didn't know she was in the dark.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Well, she can't have gotten too far. Blind people can't go that far.
She was in the corner.
She's probably just stumbling around in the temple area.
Well, she's a seer.
She was in the
just
corner just
maybe
because she
can-
didn't know
She
where
can see
she
the
was.
future, right?
She can use her
and
third
past.
eye to see.
I think they can't see the present. That's their weakness.
But she can see the past and the future combined. She can see the present.
Is that how it works?
Sure.
Is that math magic?
But
Magic
it's-
math? That makes sense. Yep, she can see now. It's crazy. But I don't know who she is.
I mean, I don't know either. Part of me doesn't really believe Ash. It just seems like she knew a lot. I mean,
I
they
don't
paid her a
know.
lot.
She'll talk to anybody, so it could have been just a crazy drunk on the street who just started talking to her and she gave a bunch of money to her.
Yeah.
She's, you know, I could see her talking to anybody.
Yes.
Yes, there's a good chance she just got conned.
We need to ask Trin more about the experience.
I mean, it would make sense they know who Ash is if she was going around literally telling everybody, "Hi, I'm Ash," which she does to everybody. So they probably just You know, like psychics do. Picked up all that information, then just spouted it back, and it was amazing.
So you don't think it's worth us trying to find this mysterious blind seer?
I mean, if you want to, we can, but I'm pretty sure it was a charlatan.
That makes one to know one. Yeah, you would know.
There's so many things happening in this conversation.
Alright.
How much do you think his hat was worth? Yeah, we'll
Pretty-
talk about it later.
Pretty fancy hat.
Well, I'm gonna get one at that place he told me it was from.
Could have bought.
Nope.
The hat
I need
from
one.
Was
like
it
this.
from Teagarden?
Nope.
Also,
Was
I'm
it from
terrified
Prom-
they're gonna
from
find
here?
us tonight. Last time they were going away from town and showed up in my room.
From the coast.
Yondor. It's made around there. I want one of that style, you know. I feel like it'd be an imitation here, like a knockoff. Wouldn't be
Yeah.
as good.
Well, maybe we can add it to our...
When we go to
Adventure
Yondor,
list.
we're doing that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, look, we're home.
You got the key
You
this
guys have
time?
been home.
I gave it to you. I gave the key to
You guys
Oh,
had
that's
already
right.
walked in. You guys were sitting on the couch.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Sure.
You were having that whole conversation. You walked in.
Yeah.
You see, a little bit later, your father does end up coming back. He didn't walk back with you guys. He was still having a few drinks at the Howling Tavern Inn. He walks in.
He was there with us.
Yeah. How far did you get on the armor today before you
I
left?
have like pictures of who's at the table.
Well, you
Those
guys
drawn
came in
or
and
something.
dropped it off, and then we.
We left for a little while before you got home because we had to go make dinner.
I was finishing my other orders for the day. I haven't started yet.
That's cool.
That's gonna be my main project for tomorrow.
That's cool. We're probably gonna want to leave fairly early tomorrow,
Oh,
as soon as you can. No rush. I mean, we want it to be good, but those giant ears are starting to smell.
Well, if that Enid did something that stopped it from smelling.
Yeah, but I got a sensitive nose.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Okay.
I mean, it's still going to take 2 days of work to get it done.
Yeah. All right. Maybe
I
she
mean-
doesn't need it.
You're probably not going to run into too much danger on the road. I mean, it's a safe road.
That's very true. We definitely didn't run into any dangers last time, except
Well,
the
you guys went and
giants.
sought out the giants, right?
That's true. We could probably just travel
Class without
fine
all that
without
stuff.
it.
It's
Yeah,
gotta be
it's not going to be a big deal.
What?
Well,
armor class
besides
without
it, they've got you.
armor. It's like
St. John Cycle and Hero
Like
Clubs.
Yeah,
mine.
Destroy your giants. Oh, it's
Yeah.
with you.
it's true.
I wouldn't say
Well,
10,
once
but
we're
yeah,
back in our
it's
room,
fine.
it's just me and him. I'm going to talk to you about something.
Okay.
Once Enid and Reva are not around.
Okay. So, yeah,
Just
you-
going to bed.
Okay. Alright. He gets his jumper on.
It's probably nothing, but anytime when I'm gone, if this guy with this really cool hat comes by, I mean, really cool, human, right? Human, I'll describe him. And this elven lady who looks like this. You haven't seen Fury. You don't know anything about him. Make sure Reva knows nothing about him. I don't know exactly what he's done, but I think he may have gotten into some trouble in his past, and they'll take him, and I think they'll do whatever it takes to get information about him.
Understood.
I hope it doesn't come here, but just be smart.
Have you used your name around him?
Possibly. Possibly. Might know my
Unfortunately,
name.
the Psychoit's name.
Yeah, that's why I'm bringing this up. Look, I told him the last time I saw him that I hadn't seen him in a while, and I'm pretty sure he believed me.
Did you? Is it something recent that's happened? That something's.
Well, I ran into them again tonight.
Oh, so this is recent.
Yeah, and they wanted to know where he was, and I bluffed pretty well. I think they believed me because they didn't follow me and they let me go. I watched really carefully. They didn't follow me. So I don't think they necessarily have a reason to come here, but just in case they did,
We know nothing.
yeah,
Okay.
just lock the door, don't let them in, that kind of stuff.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's rough out there on the road.
Well, then maybe you guys should stay until I get the armor done. If you're saying it's that bad.
Well, it might be rougher here with they're in town looking
That's
for
true. Well, it's totally up to you guys. But you're more than welcome to stay as long as you want. Yeah.
It's harder when you have to protect people out on the road. It was easier when I was alone or just with a little group, but I mean, especially with Enid now, I don't know what happened if she got hurt.
Yeah. Oh, I created something today. In my down when I had took a little 5-minute break. I was working on something.
What is it?
And he pulls out this little tiny. It looks like a goblin, like a clockwork goblin, like a little animatronic thing that can move and stuff. And he's like, I call it the fluctuating light amplificator and sound harnesser.
We're gonna have to shorten that if
Flash.
we want to sell it. That's better.
Yeah.
I like that better.
So the fluctuating light amplificator and sound harnesser.
And besides the obvious, what does it do?
Well, I don't want to do it in here because it might create a lot of commotion. But you can turn the key, and so he turns the key once. I shouldn't have done that.
It's gonna be fine.
I don't.
Do we need to go outside real quick?
No, we're gonna wake up the whole neighborhood if we do that.
Okay.
Um,
Can't silence or anything.
you know what?
Would you know that?
That's all right. Well, just be ready. Pulls it out and sets it down. And you see the little goblin it kind of stands and does one of these little things, and then. So I need you and him to make a Constitution saving throw.
I mean, 11.
DC's 12.
Of course it is.
He succeeds. You are blinded for 6 seconds. This giant flash goes off, and you try making a sound, and there's no sound.
So I'm going.
Yeah, and you just feel his hand on his shoulder, it kind of just patting your shoulder. 6 seconds go by, and you can speak again.
That was crazy. Where did everything go?
Well, all it does is it creates a big bang, but not a big bang, but it creates a giant flash, and then also nullifies all sound.
Yeah. Was it audible? I feel like I heard it at the beginning.
You hear the initial of it breaking, and then it creates within that radius of the flash. It's silent.
I looked down. Is it back in one piece?
Or
did it blow up?
You can see that. Yeah, it's blown up.
Oh.
He's like, I have the stuff in my workshop, but to make more. But I remember how to make it. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
So is it something you just have to sit down, or do you?
You can use your action to wind it and stuff. And so what's kind of cool though is the amount of turns you get. So if you just do one little turn like I did, it'll just stay there and kind of do a little dance.
Yeah.
And then if you do 2 turns, it'll go walk about 10 feet away from you, and then if you do 3 turns, it walks 20 feet away.
Well, that's fantastic. You're going to sell
awesome.
a lot of these.
These are fun.
We could make them in different designs too. You could have little goblin-like families.
That is a fantastic idea.
I know.
I'll get
People want to collect all of them. They'll want the whole group.
They could even do different dance moves. I've heard this crazy new one that goes like this.
The hula hoop. Yeah.
The hula hoop? Oh. That's fantastic.
Pretty sure it's called the hula hoop.
Yeah, and there's also another one that goes like this. We can make them all dance differently.
That's good. That's good.
These
These are going to be collectibles and useful.
And fan. Oh, he begins taking some notes. And in his room, it's just a mess. Everywhere. There's, you see him. He sits down on the bed, and you see quickly stand up and pulls a spring off and sits back down, and begins writing. And so
All right. Well, then I'm going to go back to my room.
Okay.
And I'm going to take 25 of my gold and hide it super well in my room.
Okay.
Under a floorboard or under something.
Okay. Just roll a d20.
Do I add anything? 9.
9. Okay. You feel like it's relatively well hidden. I don't know what what it would be for hiding.
I imagine it's under a floorboard, but it's slightly, ajar.
I don't know. So we'll see.
Probably be investigations.
If someone's looking, there's.
Okay.
That's what my head.
And then I'll go to sleep.
Yeah.
We'll say add your survival bonus to it.
Oh, okay. So 11.
Okay. So because you're trying to like hide it somewhere.
Yeah, like hiding tracks.
Yeah. Okay. So you all go to sleep. Night.
Fury.
In the middle of the night,
Don't know.
you snore and wake yourself up, and then you go back to sleep. And then you guys all end up waking up the next morning.
I hate you so much.
That was so mean.
That was so mean.
So you guys wake up feeling rested, and yeah, day's yours.
I don't know they're there.
It's true.
That's true, you don't. We know you're there, though, so.
Can I
So
go?
we'll start with you. What do you do in the morning?
I think what I was gonna do is promptly go invisible and go to Sinjin's house.
Okay. So boom, you go invisible and walk out the room, and you leave. Trin and
Do I
Ashley wake
see
up.
anything like in the with tavern as I'm leaving?
No. You just see appears to be another hired hand for Nemsha, currently cleaning, getting stuff set up for the day, but they don't appear to notice you. The door opens, they look up, and then it closes again. I must have been the wind. Yeah, you go there without issue.
Alright.
Trin and Ash, you guys wake up.
He's not going to be in there.
I don't even know if he knew where his room was, though. So. I don't know. I think we were just kind of there.
You do know that he had a room there.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if we would
Oh,
immediately
I
jump to the
would've,
conclusion that he was
Like
stolen
return,
again.
put my key like on the counter or something.
So should we go back to Sinjin's house, or should we try to find Fury? Or
Yeah, I think we should go to St. John's.
I'm gonna see if Nedja's downstairs still, and then maybe try talking to her again.
Okay.
Alright, so you head down and you can see the bar hand. He's just currently cleaning some stuff, and he's got just dark skin, curly hair, and he's just cleaning off one of the glasses. Well, good morning.
Hi,
You want some breakfast?
No, I'm not very hungry. This is Philo.
Oh, well, hello there.
I just met him last night. Is Nedja here anywhere?
She's currently sleeping.
When does she wake up?
Around noon, so she can be ready for the night.
It's not.
I'm not going to go wake her up. She needs to
No,
sleep.
that's okay. I'll come back later. We can go now.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you want me to leave a message for her?
no, that's okay.
Alright, okay. Well, have a great day.
You
Okay, so you guys all reconvene. You guys wake up to the sound of
Do
the
you
door
drop
opening.
invisibility when you're there, or do you?
Not initially. I would
just see the door
I
open?
would. Well,
No, you're in your room.
Oh.
is
so-
it door locked? I assume?
Yeah.
So I would knock on the door.
Okay, so
Reva, I'm sure that's Trin and Ash. Can you go get it?
fine, brother. Guess I still owe you. So she gets up. You did see her look at the window. Kind of opens the door.
Can I want to try to sneak past her.
Make a stealth check with advantage because you're invisible.
14.
14. Okay. I need you to make an acrobatics check as you try to squeeze in past her.
Good. 15.
15, yeah. She doesn't appear to notice you, and you kind of just like shimmy off as she pokes her head out and just. Closes the door. And then slowly turns back around and
I just stand there. I don't move until she
Okay.
until she
Like
leaves.
awkwardly sitting there.
you see her. She goes back into the room and lays back down.
I would then just like, wait, is this a 1-floor house
Yeah.
or? I guess I would just like sit.
So you're just standing there.
I would
invisible?
then once she's in her room, I would just like lay on the couch or something,
Okay. So.
and I'd just wait out the invisibility.
Okay, so you're just laying on the couch invisibly. Okay. All right, about 15 minutes go by, so you still have about 30 minutes left of invisibility.
Well,
Trin and Ash, you guys come.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'll get it this time. I'll get up and open all the locks.
Okay.
Good
Oh,
morning.
hey, didn't you just get here?
No.
Just now.
There's no one at the door.
I think I would drop it as I see they're all there now, and she's
Okay.
not.
So, boom, appearing on the couch.
What?
Makes sense.
Oh, so you weren't in the tavern anymore then?
He may have been here. He's probably been here for like 15 minutes.
Took you long enough.
Well, anyway, let's have some breakfast
Okay.
of whatever we
So
have.
you guys, you remember where the pantry was now of all the food, so you guys make a nice breakfast.
Good.
What are you guys doing?
Hey, you know that cloak you have?
Wait, what are we
Hey,
doing
why
for
did no one
breakfast?
wake me
No,
up?
you're
You're
good.
all
Okay, I didn't know if we
Somebody
were.
woke you up.
No, I just
Still asleep.
You come down for eating the last piece of bacon.
yeah. It's alright.
Eat it! It's like Home Alone.
That cloak you have that you found?
Mm-hmm. I've been studying it, but I think we need to find someone with a little more.
Magical aptitude.
It said something about death, right?
Death is the key
Just
in the
nods your
door.
head.
The
It's
key,
like-
baby.
Do you think the temple of your goddess would know anything about that, or should we ask Zoran if he remembers anything about the
I mean,
people
I
that
do
attacked
like
him?
that quote, so
Couldn't you go to the Mystic
we
Arcanum?
We could, but I mean, Tybalt's worked for them, and he
He
didn't
know.
seem super useful. But I mean, there's
Possibly
probably
an
prior people.
entire guild of people on Tybalt's level and experience.
Yeah, I'm a little worried that this cloak is not
Yeah.
good,
I don't
and if we're carrying it around, we're going to be seen as not good.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you walk up to the Mystic Arcanium full of powerful wizards and are like, look at this cool cloak I have, they may, if they know something, not like it.
But it's not like it belongs to us.
Yeah, that's true.
Wouldn't that make us?
But they might
The
fire
good guys.
first and ask questions later.
I mean, that we could do that too. I'm up for voting. Zoran, Temple, or Arcanium.
I like temples.
Temple.
If you feel safe doing that.
Do I feel safe?
Do you feel safe?
You know
my
some
hometown.
people in the...
Yeah, I'll say it. And it's my
Oh, there?
hometown, so
Okay.
I think I feel safe.
Alright, let's go there. Let's go to the...
I should
Do I
probably
need
do that.
another
also-
makeover before we
Also,
leave?
I'm going to try to pull Fury to the side at some point.
Okay.
Wait, remember what? Hey, so your friends are in town. Mr. Fancy Hat and his girlfriend. I ran into him last night, and I think I threw him off the trail as far as me having seen you, but they know you're in town.
And if they see the same number of people traveling together again.
Right. So, I don't know. Maybe be invisible, or maybe... I mean, you don't look like you, but it's going to seem suspicious if we have the same number of people. So I don't know if we should split up, or if you should be invisible, or what, but I just
I
want
should
you to be
probably
aware.
just stay here.
Well, I mean, you can do that too, but then you just...
I only have an hour of invisibility. After that,
That's true. I mean, either way, we should make sure you look as different as possible. And if you're staying here, you need to have a good reason for why you're here in case they come here. And who you are.
could I be the new employee interviewing for a position?
Yeah, you may want to talk a little more perkier and chipper. You know, my dad's kind of high energy and he wouldn't want a Debbie Downer in the shop.
I'll
It
work
just
on
fake it, you know. Fake it till you make it.
I think I can put something together if I need to.
Oh, the return. I was
Granny
like
B.
I was like the return of Granny B.
Or
I
day.
have pretty good performance
Yeah.
because my charisma. I'm just
So
waiting
it's
for
up
it.
to you if you want to stay here or what, but I just want you to be aware. I told Union, but not the other two. I didn't want to cause panic.
Do you have any books to read around here?
I got the Vanguard full collection series, first editions.
You can see on a wall just comics, just quite the assortment.
That'll have to do for today.
There's this crazy lady always talks about making babies. She's hilarious.
I had a dream about her.
A
That's
premonition.
It's unfortunate. There's this horrible Kenshin guy, but you know I think he's got a heart of gold somewhere in there, but whoo, he's vicious.
All right. So you guys begin making your way to the temple. I'm gonna watch some music.
Sad music.
Well,
time.
I'm out for the day.
Yes, let's lift this party up.
I'm gonna go get
Yeah.
water.
You want to go start the cookies for her?
Oh, you I can do that.
Nice cookies.
I'm making.
What does she need to preheat?
Yeah, is it just 350?
Probably.
That's what it typically is.
Yeah.
I would assume like 350 for like 8 minutes is what.
I think this might be 11 minutes or something, but yeah.
The package is up there. So.
Alright.
It's in the-
All right, so we are going
In the
to
fridge.
the Temple of the Veiled One.
Okay. So you guys, sorry. So you guys head there to the temple. You go and you're greeted
Any
by
fun times.
several of the members of the Temperate Soul at the gate, and they point you in the direction. And you head towards one of them that is. Let's see.
Hey, these are like Enid's people, so maybe you should let her ask about the cloak or something. I know you have it, but
I would have given it to you though, so that I'm not like weirdly holding this cloak.
Sorry. Looking for it is.
why don't you have this random page ready, knowing we're gonna go here?
I'm sorry.
We do everything exactly how we're supposed to.
Yeah, we have no clue what we're doing.
Oh, I never went back to the tab. Oh, it's fine. She probably realized.
I don't really understand your deal with her. Out of game.
With who?
The girl.
With Beverly Hills.
Why do I have to have a thing?
So
You know what I
the
mean?
veil-
Like, you have some sort of underlying reason, I feel like, to go.
So, as you walk in, the one that is directly off and to the far, directly adjacent from you,
Got it.
in the triangular alcove,
That's what
is the one to the veiled one. And so you are familiar with Vara, the Warden of Death. That is her
On title.
title.
She's my pal.
But you trained on her a little bit, so you're familiar with her. And so it's one of those things where you know that going there, and she is a twirl.
Ooh.
So turtle-like individual that, and she, unlike, so one of the things that many of the clerics or paladins do is they will have a veil with them. They wear it over their shoulders. They don't veil their faces. They kind of keep that away in terms of reference for the veiled one. But one of the things is that when a member of your order or that follows the veiled one dies, the veil is put over the face, and before they're interred or cremated, whatever they wish to be, kind of as a symbol that they have now joined with the veiled one, that they are meeting their patron to be passed on to the afterlife. So you go and you can see. This is one of the first times that you guys have been into this specific temple. You can see the tall figure, the lithe figure that you've been seeing recently, of a creature with elongated limbs. That just has a hand reached out. That the veil covers part of the face and stuff, but You just see that, and you see approaching you the turtle. Is that young Enid?
Ah, Vara.
It is so good to see you again.
I'm on top. I win.
It is so good to see you.
First I didn't come in here and do it. Wait, is her veil down?
No,
it's back.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's back. And so you can see she's got gray skin, grayish green skin, the large turtle-like figure that the shell is it's
Okay.
turtle-like figure.
Yeah,
but
that's
yeah,
fine.
no other defining features other than the skin tone. But a sweet elderly woman that comforted you a lot, but also helped you through and acknowledge the fact that they were gone. What brings you here?
Well, I just felt like I'm in town visiting and wanted to come by and see how you were doing.
I am doing well. The Veiled One, she looks after us all, and I feel that I could be close any time to going and visiting her, and that would be a beautiful day.
She's been visiting me in my sleep.
Oh, really?
Does she do that to you?
Not directly. But she calls to us all in very different ways. I have mainly... You do know, having the title Warden of Death means that she, anytime there's any talk of zombie or undead creatures, she is the first one they go to here in town.
Okay.
Being a Warden of Death means she is very skilled in channeling the magic that will end them to let whatever remains that are being utilized in this unnatural way can be returned to a state of death.
Yep.
So you do know that she's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, not anything that I've seen personally.
Well, she told me in one of these visits about this group that I'm just wondering if you've ever heard anything about them. They wear these green cloaks and there's this phrase embroidered on them that says death is the gate and the key.
You have
Oh.
She gave
Yeah,
it to
hand it to you.
I
But you
think
don't
to be
have to pull it out.
discreet,
Yeah.
because I also know about the cloak from the vision. I think I'm going to
That's true.
stick with that story for now.
And so, I have not heard that phrase before, but I am familiar with what you said. Black cloaks with green embroidery, emerald green.
Yes. It didn't seem like a good group of
No,
people.
they are not. They are known as the Court of Daxur. You may go ahead and make your history check.
It's magical technology or no? 14.
14. Okay.
You said it
First-
was down to 10, right?
Yeah. For some reason, it kept slipping, and it finally gets to the tip of your tongue. This memory of, oh, I learned something about this. I've had this knowledge all along. Yes, they are the codes that seeks to chase after powerful mage that once originated him. He was unsuccessful, at least in some ways. And they seek to either release him from his binds, so either to finish the ritual, or take the glory for themselves and achieve the same goal that he once had. They are not good.
They're still active, as far as you know?
I have come across one in my years, and it was an this cloak. Or no, you haven't shown the cloak.
No.
No. It has been some time since that has happened, but if the Veiled One is showing you these figures, who are these figures?
That's what I'm trying to learn and know how I am a part of it.
I do not know. Maybe she's calling you to stop it in some way, or to warn you, to reveal something. I don't know.
Was there ever a presence of them here in Cromstock?
Not a unified presence from what I'm aware of, no. Beyond, they are very secretive in their ways. What was the other thing you mentioned? The phrase.
The phrase, yeah. Does that have any meaning to you? Death is the gate and the key?
The phrase alone, I do not know. It is... what is it based in?
What? Do I know what language?
Yeah, you were
I
aware.
can't-
It was
yeah,
Abyssal.
Oh, okay. I probably wrote it down, but okay. I'll say, yeah. It was written in Abyssal.
Where did you see it?
In the vision.
Perception check.
Lion to a Vara.
Not really
A
lying.
warden of death.
I'm not really lying. I'm just trying to
By
protect. Like,
That's pretty good.
okay, yeah. Plus, you say deception.
Perception, yeah.
19.
Okay. I do not. If it was written in Abyssal, I mean, other than that, if it was just written somewhere, I cannot give you any more information on that. It sounds like a riddle of some sort.
Yeah. Well,
Where did you see it? You said in the vision. What was it?
they were in some dark, cavernous room.
And it was just written on the wall.
What?
The heart.
Oh, yes, I forgot. That part disturbed me so much, I forgot about it. They performed this ritual and they had a heart and they stabbed it, but then came back. Person came back. That's right. Yeah. I was trying to didn't want to waste time with my hands.
I'm confused at what you're telling me. I do not.
And I'm confused.
I didn't write this down because Sinjin
I
didn't know it.
did. I just was trying to find it. Oh, there it is.
I feel that you are trying to.
Blood soaked rag. They sent him a
Mask.
human heart. Stabs heart.
I feel like you are
magic.
trying to mask many of the details. It is understandable if you do not wish to share. But
It's
I
just
cannot help you more than what I've already told you, if without more information. All I can say is that this group is not one to be trifled with, but at the same time we must do what we can to stop them. They try to bring about death in the way that we cannot accept.
well, that's what I saw was basically death and then being brought back. Or I wrote terrible notes.
I believe, if I may, they seek to resurrect a Lich King.
That okay.
Sinjin Psychowitz, hero of heroes, slayer of giants.
Too uppity for me.
I told him about my vision very soon after, and he clearly has a better memory of the details than I do.
All right.
Am I correct in my assumption that
A
these...
bit softer for me.
I'm
My
sorry.
ears aren't once what they were.
I'm sorry. Am I correct in believing that this group seeks to
Does magic.
resurrect a lich?
That
The
is
mage
what I just
dex.
said.
But could this heart stabbing process be some sort of ceremony in their attempts to do so?
Again, I don't know what you mean by heart stabbing.
She said there was a heart that,
Yeah, literally.
and
just,
they
it
just
was in a
stabbed it,
blood-soaked
and then it still
rag.
beat afterwards. That's creepy, right?
That is not natural, no. You said that was a heart that was just alone in a room
On a table.
on a table.
Yeah. And it was a human heart.
And they stabbed the heart.
Yep.
Yeah. This beating heart.
Okay.
It just concerned me.
Just didn't know if you knew anything about this ritual since you seek to destroy all the undead.
That does not sound like anything that I'm familiar with. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
That's alright, we're curious.
I'm just trying to discreetly find out more about this vision the Veiled One showed me.
Why don't... let's see...
Is it safe to talk about these people in the open, or is it kind of a hushed thing?
They are a secretive group.
But if we were to inquire around, would that make us...
Targets.
Potentially.
That's my note.
Your notes were way off.
I wrote.
I don't
let's
remember
hope-
getting stabbed.
I wrote
myself.
stab heart. Does magic.
Remember they had the heart, it was out, and it was
Yeah.
still beating. I don't remember the stab.
I thought they stabbed it.
I swore they stabbed it. Well, I
They stabbed
clearly wrote.
him, where
they
his heart
stabbed him.
would be.
Yes, they did stab him.
And my guess was that his heart wasn't in there,
I think I misunderstood what.
was my interpretation. Is that what...
Okay. I guess I was half listening.
But since I didn't see the dream, I was just going with what you said.
There's nothing that I can do
I was
for
so
you at this
disturbed by
moment.
television.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't remember it correctly.
But I will keep an ear open, and as long as these old bones are still kicking, I will do what I can. I will pray.
Well, thank you, Bart.
Yes. Go, and may the Veiled One keep you safe. And when death is there to greet you, embrace it with open arms.
Always. And also with you.
We get out of earshot, since I know her ears aren't very good. Well, she was kind of a Debbie Downer, huh?
Were we just like standing?
Hello,
somewhere?
my name's Laura.
so you're
I'm
just
gonna die
awkwardly
soon.
This place is like really creepy.
Well, hey, see that statue? That's Enid mentioned you had a figure. Is that the figure?
What?
Lies. I know it's
Yeah.
not me, but the veiled one is the statue I'm looking at and trying to ask if it's the person you talked to.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Is this the person you saw? Lithe figures and stuff?
No, that's like a nightmare.
'Cause that's a statue.
That isn't what I saw at all. That's super scary.
Oh, I was just
That
curious.
looks like something you'd see in the Feywilds.
Well, I'm sure she's everywhere.
She is. You worship that thing? Like you?
I'm right here.
Oh my god.
He's right over Ash.
You're like that's what you pray to?
Yeah.
Also, I've been meaning to ask.
Yeah.
This owl's been following you all morning. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, it's my friend. This is Philo. I found him last night.
You found him?
Okay, I did it. I did the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was quite intense.
Cool. So you have an owl now.
Extensive.
All right. Hello, Philo. I learned last night I don't carry food on me, so I can't help you. Does it eat?
I don't know. Do you eat? Oh. I
It
should
might need breakfast.
feed him.
Probably feed him.
Okay.
You see a mouse scurry off in the corner, and it.
See, he's good now. He ate the mouse.
Well, fantastic.
Such a good little owl.
Yeah. Any of you heard of the tale of Lauren de Trevano? Is that how to say it?
Lauren Del Taverno. Taverno.
Sounds like a soap opera story.
Lauren de Trevano.
Was that the name?
Yeah, many of you guys heard the tale?
No. Have you?
Yeah, it slipped my mind before. But
Gonna sing it for us?
Nope,
Dang.
I didn't put it to music.
Oh, it's a bummer.
Well, I'm gonna wait till we're out of the temple and kind of far away from other people.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take a break real quick, and then where we get back, we'll pick up there. But yeah, we will see you guys shortly in about 10 minutes. So, all right. not too bad. If you just zoom it out, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
Really,
We just need to
that
fix
one
this
needs to
one.
get fixed.
How did that one get off?
It just always gets off.
I think I bump it pretty
That's
often.
good.
The
It
cord
doesn't
is
look
just
good.
constantly pulling on that one.
These are super
Okay.
warm.
Yeah, they're like hot.
They're falling apart.
They're
Just
probably,
fresh from the oven, children. Eat up. I'm providing for the children.
probably like 350 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 300.
I need to find over the plate real quick.
See when you eat popcorn.
What?
See when you eat
Well,
popcorn.
the tale
I
of
was eating
Lauren
popcorn up there.
Tirvano
Nice.
is as follows. A beacon had stood against the tide of walking evil and darkest night. It stood alone like a shining moon, the city of hope, Cragan Dune. For years they fought and never tired, these heroes of old, great stories inspired. Amongst these legends one stood alone, in the land of shadow, death and bone. Their name was Lauren Tirvano, a name every bard will know. Their prowess with blade and magic alike made fearsome foes tremble in fright. When all were betrayed by the mage Daxur, they ascended the tower in a violent blur. I just made it rhyme. It's blur. At the top of the tower, the battle began to keep the wizard just a man. For lichdom he sought at any cost, and this was why all the lives were lost. Daxur began to perform dark rites as Lauren engaged in their fiercest of fights. Flashes of silver, magic, and fire could be seen through windows of the evil spire. The few who lived in the rubble below recorded the story so all would know. A wound from which would surely kill, Lauren suffered but fought on still. In their last breaths they muttered a spell that revealed a secret only the dead can tell. For Lauren had wished for Daxur to know, and through this made their final blow. Daxur received a secret of life, but this knowledge is sharper than any knife. His body was torn and ripped apart, his soul was bound and could never part. So while he lives on eternally, a lich is something he will never be. Lauren died with a smile on their face as they watched Daxur stuck in that place. Blade in hand, there forever to lay, a hero became they that day. Maybe that has something to do with this cloak we've been carrying around. I don't know why
I mean,
it's
I don't
slipped my
think
mind.
Daxor is that common of a name. So.
I don't either.
Is it the end of it?
Yeah, that goes into other ones. I
I
know.
don't know, they talked about that mage that did that thing that sounds very much like that story.
Yeah, so that dream you had with the people doing the thing, they're
I had a
probably
dream, by
trying
the
to
way.
redo this again. That's not good.
Yeah.
Do we know
And
this
somehow,
What did you dream
I mean,
about?
you just probably heard it while you were
Yeah.
standing there. Heard
Okay.
it say about this dream.
Okay.
and how it
But she didn't mention it to them, so you guys don't know her brother was involved.
Hmm.
You should mention that.
Prentice has my mention right now. I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do with this information, but I think that cloak is bad, and we should keep it hidden for now.
I agree. I didn't even want to.
You've got a bigger bag than I do because I have a gnome-sized bag. You want to keep it hidden?
Do I have mine?
No, a random
it's
little.
Oh, okay. Well, regular bags. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll throw it in there.
Can you?
Was there anything else anyone wants to do in town, or should we just
Thank you.
relax for a couple days, hang out close to the
We could
town?
all use
From our
some
house and-
relaxing before we hit the road.
How is my leg feeling?
But you've put a lot of strain on it actually in the past couple days, and running across town, running away from them.
Things
The
like that.
next 2 days while we're here, can I ask Enid to just try to cast Cure Wounds and
Sure.
try to work on it
You
for a
may.
little bit each day?
Yeah. How many spell slots would you like to utilize to attempt to do this over these next few days?
Well, I mean, I guess the first day I'd get them back.
Yes, you've got them all right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably, if he's asking,
Use them all.
I'd probably use them all.
Okay. So we'll say for
Close
each
to all.
3, you'll get to make a roll, or you can do 1 roll at advantage for. So you can either roll for advantage twice, or you can roll 4 separate times. So do you see what I'm saying? It's like it's essentially the same thing.
Well, 4 chances or 2 with increased odds.
Yeah. So
I think 1 probability is actually higher.
Yeah.
Whichever you want.
you get
I'll
out
do
your medicine
Advantage.
Okay, so roll 2 times with advantage.
I don't think that's the higher
And
one.
it's your medicine.
Well, that's the one I chose.
No, that's why I didn't say anything beforehand. But I kind of want to do the math.
Not work so great that time. Medicine, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, 16.
16. You definitely feel healing and stuff, but not to a point where it feels like the bonus is solidified in your leg. It doesn't feel like it could be fractured anymore. It doesn't feel right still. So you may roll again.
Wow, that was terrible.
This day it just doesn't
9.
feel
You did the wrong leg.
so.
My left one is feeling great.
Yeah. You feel like there's a little bit of a lessened pain, but though the mobility is still limited, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm so helpful.
Can I just, before we leave, ask my sister to, not anything super fancy and magical, but make some sort of a brace for my leg?
Sure. Let me give measurements real quick. And so she does that.
Just to give it a little added stability so it doesn't get broken as easily.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So she begins working on that. Anything else you guys wanted to do in town?
I'm just gonna try to go back to that temple and see if I could find the sword again.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Did you just like go off by yourself? Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I would probably St. John I would talk to. And I want to get just a book on like origins of
I'll
magic.
let you know then.
Just something to read.
Go ahead and make an investigation check as you go to the Mystic Arcanium.
Well, I don't leave. I send him off with
okay.
just to get something from a library.
I let Trin know I was going.
Okay, so you can do it with advantage.
Okay.
I give you a gold piece or
17.
That's 11.
11.
Yeah.
You go to the temple. It doesn't appear like she's there anymore. You just don't see her. You ask around, and no one has seen any individual that looks that way. You go, and you find a book. Tibbles is happy to help. You don't even have to pay the gold.
Is it check-outable though? Or
he gives it to you. He's just like, well, this is something that we have. Sorry, forgot the voice. Well, this is something that we have many copies of. So.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes. Yeah.
Are you and Zoran heading back to Teagarden anytime soon, or?
Not to Teagarden. Are you planning on returning soon?
To here? We're
Yes.
heading to Teagarden.
Well, after Teagarden.
I'm not sure what our plans are for that, actually.
Well, we have use. Zoran and I have been discussing some things and potentially could require some assistance.
Is it something you could tell me about now and we can start
We're
while we're heading to Teagarden?
It is a venture elsewhere to the south, to the crags of Yaktar.
If I know anything about the crags of Yaktar.
Go and make a history check.
Oh, it's
16.
16. You know that it is
I do need that.
a very rocky landscape. There are several sulfur pits there. It stinks terribly. There's a lot of goblins that make that place their home.
Fantastic.
But yeah.
Well, what would you need us to do there? I mean, I can ask my team.
There's a temple there. An ancient temple. That has been sealed for many years. And it is something that we might require your assistance in navigating and finding entrance to. I do not have the means of getting to the elemental plane of fire myself, but this might provide an access point. So,
Do we know who the temple was to?
it was a temple to the Plane of Fire.
Or just a temple to that?
It was to honor Ignan, the Fire Titan.
So, are you guys wanting to go with us, or are you wanting to send us for information on how to get in there?
No, we would like to travel with you. It's something that we will discuss it more when you return. But it is something that we.
I can speak.
Yes. So.
Well, fantastic. Well, I'm sure we will be up for any adventure. I'll talk with my group, and after we return from Teagarden, we'll get in touch.
Again, what do you call yourselves? St. John's something?
No,
I don't know.
Very bad.
You figure it out.
Yeah.
And let me know when you get back. But
For
just so I
now,
have
I'm
something
just calling
for-
them the Disciples of St. John.
Disciples of St. John.
But we're going to come up with a better name.
DOS.
Yep. Yep.
2.0.
Yeah, DOS. DOS is really what we are. But, we're going to workshop it a little.
All right. Well, I look forward to working with you again. It is something that hopefully can be very lucrative for both of us.
Can I make a general insight check with if I feel like Tipples is up to anything with this whole elemental plane of fire?
Yeah.
Didn't it?
16.
16, he seems pretty straightforward. There's not anything that seems hidden. He's already told you his ambition is to advance in the guild.
We should be.
Right.
He knows that doing something like this will help him advance. That seems his goal. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything nefarious in terms of it. You kind of get the idea if there was something more nefarious, he might have tried accessing the Hellfire, probably from the Infernal Planes, as opposed to looking somewhere else, like an elemental plane of fire. So, yeah. But you get a book. You bring it back to Fury. It's a general book that talks about various different types of magic, conjuration, abjuration, all that stuff. Go ahead and make an Arcana check for me real quick.
Give me a staff.
8. Yeah, as you're just reading it, it highlights each of those very specifically, and as you're reading through it, you're just getting more of a generalized understanding of what magic is. During your time studying,
We may revisit this if I only have this book.
yeah, it was something that not really. Unfortunately, you weren't able to focus very much during your studies. There was a lot of other distractions.
Reva.
I'll probably be reading this again.
Okay. All right. So you're just flipping through it, and getting a generalized understanding. Yep. Okay. So 2 days go by. Trin, was there anything you were with Ash? Enid, was there anything else that you were doing? You were helping Sinjin.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
chilling out the
So
cycle.
2 days go by. The armor is finished and procured to you. You can see that the two kind of dial or the motorized things are attached to your armor.
Did you happen to finish any of those little
Yeah,
flash
I've got
toys?
2 of those.
The flash toys?
Yeah.
How much are you going to sell those for?
Those are 5 gold apiece.
Oh. I'll take a couple. Sinjin was telling me
Oh, sure.
about them. They sound real cool.
Okay. So
You
you
want
currently have 2 of these.
I'll give you one.
Okay. So whoever wants it.
I mean, you can keep it. You're going to understand better. I'll just know that I have one.
Can I buy one too? Or is there only 2?
There was only 2. It takes a little bit to make them. A little bit of you have to put a little bit of magic into them.
I might.
Do you want one?
I would like to hold on to one.
Yeah, sure. I got these cool pants, so
And
Okay, then I'll keep
feeling
it.
pretty good.
I'll give 5
They
gold
were
for
called
this
Flash.
one.
Okay, so you don't mark off 5 gold. He does. So that's fine. Can I have another cookie, please?
So you only spent 5 gold then.
Oh, you bought the
You
other
bought
one.
his own, so.
Well, good.
While I'm still being
Ah.
targeted.
Here's some name ideas.
Is Reva's glove completed?
If not,
Okay.
I like how it's very sick.
Can you
she's working frantically on it though.
can you avoid being blinded just by closing your eyes when you let it?
It's a magical effect. Kind of permeates.
So, did you tell us that we need some name ideas?
Nope.
I have some name ideas.
But think we're going to head back to Teagarden, right?
But we've been brainstorming names
Why?
because we feel like
Names of what?
Names of
we've
what?
been really bored just sitting here, and we've been thinking of all these things because we all have our initials, and you're like, ooh, a cool group name.
Ah, the Disciples of Sinjin. Yes, I've often thought that would be a great name.
But that's
You
really long.
may have thought that. Doesn't mean it's a great name.
Yeah, Trent's got some down in her notebook.
Yeah, like the Fates. Or Feast.
Why?
Safety.
The Feast of Fates.
It's
Mhm.
initials. Our
Mhm.
initials.
We're fast.
E.
Or safety.
Safety.
Mm-hmm.
Way
I
better.
think we're learning
than
that Trin
DOS.
has a creative side.
She's got a side, all right.
I really like fast E. That is my
Fast
favorite.
So
Gonna say like
we
that.
walk into an arena
Just walk away from me.
announcing Fast E.
Okay,
It
but
leaves them wondering.
try doing
Or
that when
fates.
you say the fates. Yeah, that one. Try that. Do that announcement.
Aren't those creepy ladies with the eyeball that they share?
Yeah, we can in Hercules.
Just say it. I want to hear you say the announcement. Say it.
Entering into the arena, Disciples of Sinjin.
No, not that.
That is a
one.
mouthful.
Does
and
that mean
that's
you will
actually
not be
true.
joining us? If it's
I'll
always...
be leading you.
True. It is.
Yeah, no.
So
no.
you're only introducing us, and
Yeah, no.
They know who I am.
No.
Tenjin Psychowitz, hero
Really?
of
Not
heroes.
that many people know who you are.
Have you been around town today?
Yeah, this is where you're from.
no.
I had never
No,
That is
I
not,
have
that is
not.
not the point. The
heard
point
of
is,
you.
pretty much everywhere we've gone, I've found several
Wait,
people
why
who know
did
who I am.
Everywhere in your hometown.
There's people hunting me.
Yeah.
But are they
So on the way out, maybe you should be not visible.
But is it?
Plan on
He
it.
was visible last time. Why can't he be visible now?
I was not visible when I came in.
That's true. He
But when
wasn't
you're
visible
walking
when he
around
came in.
with your mustache and everything, why can't you walk around now?
I just feel like we've been here a while, and it's probably they've had time to see him, see the posters over and over again.
See him with us.
Is that a no?
Which one? To which one of us?
Can I do both?
I guess we're
Make a
tabling the name.
Gonna table the name.
Okay, that's 15.
Or you just are.
I,
Yeah, he's lying through his teeth. There's something else going on there.
I got 16.
With a
I
Alright,
believe
wait.
him.
Wait, I want to make an insight check to see if on.
You believe? I mean,
Oh,
I
you-
already told you.
Actually, I got really low on that too.
Sinjin, I know you're not a liar or anything, but I feel like you're not telling me the full truth, and maybe you should try to tell me, what you're really talking about and why you can't be outside.
He's a wanted criminal.
But why is it matter
We're
now?
harboring a wanted criminal.
It
Does
hasn't.
anybody else feel like it matters more now than it did yesterday?
We have
Do I?
people
Can I
here
do
that we
insight?
care about, and
Can I do
if they
insight
put
on
two
any of
and
this?
two together,
I
They
feel like
could be
this
in
is different
danger.
Yeah, she just did, and she's
So she's telling us.
she's telling you that hey, he's not. There's something else going on.
So, what's up? Hero of heroes. Being a little shady. Can't say
You're
I'm
right.
surprised.
Tibbles did ask about a group name. And I told him Disciples of Sinjin, and I told him we could workshop it a little bit, but I was hiding that from you.
So, that was
That
tabled.
isn't what we were talking about when I...
I was hiding that too.
Yeah,
Isn't it
So we're
enough
not
that
gonna
I
go with that
have a
name.
bounty on my head,
Look, if he wants
and
to
that
be
there may be
invisible, let
more
him be
than one
invisible.
person out to get me?
I just want to make sure we're all being honest here, because if I'm going to travel with you and protect you, I want to make sure that you're being completely 100% honest with me.
And
You-
I feel it's unsafe for him to be visible.
I
Which is
concur.
true.
Although I do find it interesting that you let him stay in an inn by himself and you just left him, and
That's
then
what I thought.
today he can't leave.
or are we gonna go
alone,
pull him
or-
out of his
It's
bed?
been 2 more days.
I haven't.
People are looking for him.
I haven't
People
left
have
the
been staring
house
at
since
posters.
the inn.
Look, can we just go? Are we just hanging out for a third day?
No, we can go.
Whatever, you can lie if you want to. It's fine.
So, with that, you guys all get together. I'm assuming heading out on foot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you going invisible?
Before I leave the house, yes.
Okay, so
So
you
1
pop
hour to get out of
invisibility.
town.
I will also go invisible.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
She's the three best.
So you can see me.
We're the three best.
Wonderful. They're
Wait,
invisible
why?
and they're liars.
Okay.
I guess.
So, you guys all
You can pretty
leave.
much say whatever you
You
want.
begin
but
making
it's
your way
not
out of the town.
insane.
It takes you about 45 minutes to get out of the gate from where you
I'll
are.
just constantly follow me.
And you guys have left
Doesn't it sleep during the
the
day?
gate, and you have...
Magical.
We're on the main
It's not
road,
real
right?
out.
That
You're on the
is,
main
in
road, yeah.
theory, safe.
Yeah.
I wish we
would
would have gotten a cart.
Well, after 15 minutes past, well, we're going to pass by the cart. I'm sure if you want to have her pull it again, but we can't
I
use
don't
Skittles.
feel like
I have a
pulling
goat of traveling.
carts
No,
for
no,
liars.
no. I have the goat of traveling.
How many times can you use
You have a
I can
what?
use it once every 7 days.
And how long does it last?
24 hours.
That's a
if
good
our
idea.
cart's
If
still
our
there.
cart is still there,
Which
we
it
could do that.
inevitably will not be.
I
I didn't
mean,
hide it very well, even though you did.
Didn't you try to help?
Um,
Like put some mud on it? Was that you?
What?
Yeah.
I was too busy pulling your cart.
Someone did try to make
Well,
it
when we
better.
did it. It doesn't matter.
I might
We'll
have
look
tried
for
to.
it, but
it's
Are
not
we
gonna be that.
wanting to be sneaky, or are we just going to be walking around?
well, we're on the main road.
We're
But-
I don't
not
think.
sneaking.
But should we stay on the main road? I mean,
Are you going
apparently.
invisible, or are you staying
Hmm?
visible after the hour's up?
Wait, is this next day?
No.
Well,
it's,
you have all your spells back.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
So
we
you
left,
cast
so you cast it
invisibility.
once.
Oh, okay. I agree.
I'm just
So,
saying.
are you casting? He's asking, are you casting it again to stay invisible, or are you?
Because we're about 15 minutes outside of town by the time it would end.
Then I would recast it probably then, yes. But I think I would also use 2 bonus actions to get those spell slots back. Hang on.
Okay.
2 sorcery points.
So you cast invisibility again as soon as it starts to wear off. So you're okay.
Hey,
All right. So you guys continue making your way back towards Teagarden. It's a beautiful day. And you, go off, continue traveling west. About 16 hours go by. Or no, not 16. 12.
16 hours.
You guys
Peter
travel for about a full
Yeah.
12 hours throughout the day. You stop for
It's too
lunch, and
much.
you continue going. And it takes about two full days of travel to get there.
Yeah.
So, it's getting close to nighttime. Sun's beginning to set. What do you guys wish to do?
Should we just make camp like right off the main street? So it's. I mean, passersby will come by, but that's good and bad, right? We're more
Doesn't look like
visible
there's
if we
anywhere
get into
better
trouble.
to
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay, I think, yeah.
I'll be with
I as well. Lord.
Ooh,
What are we
nope,
perception
I see
checking?
nothing.
Maybe yours sounds like it should be
Nope.
the good one.
23.
Let's go with
23.
yours.
You actually do see what appears to be another caravan that has pulled off to the side nearby, and you can see that they're beginning to make a set of camp.
Maybe stay within earshot of them.
Yeah.
In case something crazy
Or
happens,
my brother.
they can help us. We can help them. That kind of thing.
I don't have fireball quite
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah, so we'll
Give me
make
time.
camp kind of near them.
Okay.
Can
Alright,
I
so
set alarm around our camp?
sure. So you guys kind of pull off or step off, not pull off. You guys just step off into the grass nearby, and you begin making a little bit of a clearing and stuff. We're not in a battle, I promise.
Oh
I
god!
forgot
Yeah.
to set repeat on the music. Bum, bum, bum.
All
No.
they did was make
Car
camp.
Cookies thinks there's a dragon in the distance. It's a fireball. And we all, as level 4 characters, die. Yep.
Oh,
Immediately.
it's a mini dragon. It has 17 HP.
It's a pseudo
a
dragon.
pseudo dragon.
So small.
Wait, does that mean Rafa?
Can I go over and look at the other camp and see, make sure they're not the bounty hunters?
Sure.
That should have been something we checked.
I also kind of want to ask what it is you're doing.
I read about it in a book. If you do it, it makes a jingly sound, and if people
You can either make it just for you, or you can make everybody.
I want everyone to hear it. I'm a heavy sleeper.
Okay. All right. So you begin setting up the camp. You guys, are you building a fire for the evening? You do see that the other camp has already got a fire going, and
I can just.
Okay. So you just kind of walk over.
Yeah.
Yeah. It appears to be a traveling merchant. You guys know that there are a lot of merchants that travel this highway and whatnot. You do see what they appear to have a couple of hired hands, probably from either the hired hands committee or hired hands.
The committee.
The hands committee.
I can't remember what it was.
The hired hands committee.
Hired hands. I did say committee.
I want to say
I
battalion.
have the HHC.
I don't know why that struck me so funny.
Society.
Hired hand society.
Oh.
I like thinking.
Hired hand society.
I like the committee.
So you do see a couple. They're kind of just. You can see that they've got a couple logs and they've set it up near the road, and then you can see a third one that is facing off into the kind of the wilderness nearby, and the rest of them just seem like merchants. So, but yeah, they see you coming.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Great. My name's Sinjin Psychowitz, hero of
I'm
heroes.
Dave.
Nice to meet you.
Nice
I'm
to
a
meet you.
human dragonborn. whatever.
Dave.
Dave Johnson.
Ah, we're just making
Dave
camp over
the
there,
Traveler.
just trying to introduce ourselves.
Here's my
Oh,
friend,
why don't you guys come
John
join us?
Davidson.
We may be able to do that. She's doing some sort of weird thing. But yeah, what are you guys selling?
Oh, we're actually just transporting some wooden furniture over to yonder.
Could use a
They're just pulling a
stool.
cart.
But,
Is what they're
do
trying
you
to
know any
say.
good hat shops in Yondor?
Hat shops.
Just for my personal information.
Let me see if he knows of any.
Good
I
haberdashers.
really want this hat.
Oh my gosh, the hat.
You know,
So much about the hat.
I'm not going there yet.
I really couldn't tell you. That's not really my specialty. I make furniture and I deliver it. And anybody know about hats? No. Sorry.
Not a problem. Hey, I'll
Calling
go
it one.
get my group, see if they want to come over and join up. We can, have dinner together and stuff.
Sounds great. Yeah.
That's Dave.
Just like it.
So we go back over to what's that? They're really great. Dave's great. Doesn't know much about hats. Has great furniture. Do we
You
want to
know
just
about
camp up with them for the night? Have a party?
That sounds. I don't know what to do with this stuff.
I
Oh,
guess
you already did your thing, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
Aren't we close
No.
enough to them?
Well, but
Yeah, I
we
think
gotta
we
be
can
kind of
come and
within
go.
this thing.
I think we can leave it.
You can
with
just
us right
set
now.
it again. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll
it-
It's one of those things. As soon
Maybe
as you
put
cast
it
it again,
around
the
their
other so-
area, and then we help them too. Also, before we go over there,
No,
Or
we
else-
don't know anything about hats.
right. Now that we're outside of town, I didn't want to say anything around my family. The bounty hunters were back in town in Cromstock. I saw them, and
Which is why
they
I
knew
didn't leave.
they know that Fury's alive still. And I told them I hadn't seen him. And I think I threw him off our trail, at least for the moment, but,
Why didn't
They're
you
not
tell
really dumb.
everybody else?
I didn't want to say anything in front of my family.
We were not
Get
in
everyone-
front of your family.
We were
in
in
the
my living
house.
room when
It's
you
a
guys
small
were
house.
asking me.
So question.
Quite literally. A small
Yeah.
house.
The other camp, how do we know that they won't recognize Fury?
Well, he's got makeup and doodads on and looks pretty weird, and they seem to be
they're not
merchants. I
bounty
don't think
hunters.
they're bounty hunters. I could be wrong, but they don't seem to be.
Okay.
Well, fine. Let's go talk to Dave. Maybe Dave's not a liar.
Hopefully not. Because if I find out he's lied about knowing about
I feel like
Those
I'm
hats are
gonna be...
mine. That's just my haberdashery.
I get all of them.
Once
All
we level
mine.
up a few times, we're gonna hunt
I'll
the
also
bounty
tell them
hunter
before
for
we
the
all
hat.
go over there, just roughly about the possible job opportunity with Tybalt.
You could have just given us the
I'm gonna
hat.
go over it with them.
Yeah, before we go over there.
Okay.
Just tell them essentially what Tybalt's told me, that they want us to go with them and
Okay.
do that if we go back to Cromstock soon.
So a night of merriment ensues. They have a cask with them. They pull it out. You guys begin drinking, having a good time. The hired hands don't partake. They're doing their job of keeping watches. So they offer you to rest if you would like to, and they will alert anyone. Do you reset your alarm spell? Okay, so eventually throughout the night you see Ash slowly going around, setting up the silver wire all around.
I think with your wire and them guarding, you can just go to sleep for the night.
Why didn't you ever do this before?
Because I just learned how to do it.
All right.
How did you just learn a magic spell?
I'm not quite.
I was reading a book. I
had a lot of gold stolen.
We've had a
time.
Can I see this book?
Stolen.
Yeah.
It seems
Not written down.
wise.
So
there you go.
she shows you the book, and you can see what appears to be a lot of different drawings and stuff. A lot of it is written just in her style of talking, where it's just like, I wonder if I could do this. This sounds like a good idea. And eventually, throughout that, you can just see these ideas of drawing and whatnot. And then at the very back of it, you see a list of like shopping items, which you saw her procure. But it doesn't really make much sense. It's not really,
Not at all.
but yeah.
Well, it would.
So, you guys enjoy your evening. You continue making your. The evening goes by without issue. You wake up. You continue traveling.
Yep.
Continue traveling.
As long as we check and make sure nothing was stolen.
Nothing was stolen on you during the evening. You travel for another full day and make it back to Teagarden.
Around nighttime?
Around nighttime, yes.
Well, that was fun.
You looked when you were on your way back for a cart of the general location that you did. It does not appear to still be there.
I believe someone stole our broken cart.
You know, that firewood that we found that second night, I'm pretty sure one of those was the wheels of our cart. Now that I look back on it, we probably burned our own cart.
I set it ablaze.
Yeah.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
At least we still used it.
That's right. We did. Well, let's go turn in these giant ears, see if anyone's there to collect tonight, wherever we would turn those in. Would we know where to turn those in? Because it's not...
Holdrick's hammered, yeah.
But I mean, does he give you the money?
Yeah.
Can I?
He gets contracted, or they get contracts from various groups and whatnot, and they will set bounties for things. And
you need to go there to get a...
Then there was a set reward for that. Well,
yeah, 75 gold.
Total.
Is there a place that would have like
17
small magical items?
Potentially.
I'm looking
that's
for a
like
cart
17.
that's
I
magical
didn't do
and
the
small
math.
that could fit in my pocket.
A cart that is magical and small and can fit in your pocket. Make a investigation check.
With
As
advantage
you
because
start
I'm so
asking
clever.
around.
When
No.
you travel by cart, you move slower.
I just want a cart that I can have in my pocket.
Okay.
16.
There is not anything like that in Teagarden.
Or this universe.
Or this...
Well, then I don't have time to dive in. Because how cool would that be?
She got a magical goat.
I have a goat in my pocket and a cart in my pocket.
Did you want a whole farm set? We
I
can
did
get
buy
a
that
horse
cart.
and
Should
a
you-
chicken.
I know.
I
Maybe a
mean,
little
If you're
farm.
hungry.
Here,
No, I
I
just
want
want
to just
all
hold
these
out my
things in
hand
my
and make like a
pocket to
little
have.
cart appear with prestidigitation. Like, you can have this one.
That's not
I think
helpful.
that's more like minor illusion.
No, I can make a small illusory effect that fits in the palm of my hand.
Oh, nice.
What
I have it
just
all written
saying
down.
it might be helpful.
Well, let's go turn in these ears because, yeah, she's been acting like she's flying with them on the road for the past 2 days. And
It's probably
she's
true.
getting attached to them.
Not too attached. Me and Philo just fly.
Yeah. So
Can't
we're
be
gonna
bird
head
yet,
back to
so-
Holdrick's hammer.
What can he?
Yeah, we need to get
Do-
room.
Oi!
Anyways.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Hi.
I can, like,
Mrs.
see
is
through
asleep
his
for the
eyes.
evening. It's a night off.
Oh.
So, I'll be taking care of you tonight.
Can it like?
Wow, it's good to see you.
Also, like wake us
We
up?
actually came to collect on one of the contracts.
And
Ah,
do
what?
the thing while
The
I
hill
He-
giants.
sleep.
The giants.
Yeah.
What about them?
They're
We'll
dead.
find them.
We
They're
slayed
dead.
them and brought back 2 right ears for you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, that's proof.
Ash.
Here they are.
I'll take it. Zorn was with you then.
He was.
Yeah, he helped.
He was.
This is his MO. Takes the left ear.
Mm.
All right.
We chopped off all the ears.
We did. We did.
Yes, that was
That's a great moment.
Can we turn on the other ear somewhere else?
So, all right. Well,
So we each get 15 gold apiece.
He's like, all right, follow me, and he walks back out, and you can see that there's another side shed. This isn't the one for the Mystic Arcanium. You can see this one. This one was from private person, warning them dead, a couple layers, and he sets them down, and you watch as he sets them down on the shelf, they disappear.
That's cool.
He says, all right, now we'll just wait.
What are we waiting
What
for?
if they're asleep?
He picks up the bag, and he's like, there you go.
Thank you very much.
5 gold.
Who put the money in and who took the years that
We get a
fast?
lot of private contracts from various individuals that require different things, and if they get done, don't necessarily know exactly who they are at times, but whenever they first initially came and set it up, they gave us a fee to set it up, and we have a little conjuration magic base that they helped us set up, and we'll send it away. So
We just really not like giants?
well, there's a lot of times that people, if they have lands of, or if they are, a lot of times it could be just members from the Mystic Arcanium. They could potentially be using the giant's ears for some kind of spell, or for various different reasons. I really don't ask, but they seem upstanding and they provide a lot of coins. So,
Alright, so I pass out 15 gold to each one of us.
so he goes and he locks the door. Right, can I get you guys? Do you guys need rooms for the evening? You planning on staying?
Yes.
I think we will need to stay at least one night.
Do you want the whole package?
Breakfast?
Breakfast and everything?
Yes.
Yep. How many gold is that per, or is that?
So it's
silver?
5 silver per person for each thing. So 1, 2, 2.5 gold pieces.
Or we can give you 5 silver, a half silver.
Yeah,
I'll give.
2 gold, 5 silver. I think that was what I said.
I'll
last
put in
time.
5 silver.
2 gold or 5 silver.
2 gold and 5 silver.
Oh, 2 gold. Yeah.
2.5 gold.
Gotcha. Okay. Per person.
No.
Just pay for you, which is
Just pay 5
Pay
silver.
5 silver.
That's what. Okay, that's why I said 5 silver, and he's like 2 gold
Yeah.
and 5 silver. I was like, okay, per person.
I was thinking that for everybody.
Okay,
I'll
I'm
just
just
pay a
giving
gold
5
for our
silver.
room.
okay.
Okay, I'm paying 5 silver.
All right.
I'll pay the
5
gold
silver
for
for
us.
you, in
Okay.
case that was hard to follow.
I send you to each find your own.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How many silvers run a gold piece?
10.
10. Okay.
However, I don't want a room of my own.
What time is it currently?
Not even, it's almost 10.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, there it is.
So you guys set up for the evening. You guys do anything else?
Yeah, we're probably pretty tired.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
I want to buy a crumb cake, if they have any.
I think we have to go to the bakery.
That's already closed.
So he's
We have
planning
to
to go
go
to bed and
visit.
get up.
Well, I want one tomorrow. I never got to try them.
So you guys,
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to go
you
get
guys get all
Celeste.
set for the evening. Begin your rest. About 2 hours into your evening, you hear this massive explosion nearby. Not right where you are, but you hear this massive, and immediately you just see flickering out of your windows just this orange like
Fire?
Fury!
I don't do.
Is it like we're using fire? Is that
Like
what
yeah,
Explosions.
like you
Like
see
you
it like
see
it looks
fire.
like you're not seeing directly, but you see a flicker of
probably
orange
fire.
light.
I'm gonna put my pants on.
Yeah.
Okay, so you pull your pants back on. You
Uh,
guys all get.
I feel like we all
dressed.
open the door and look
Yeah.
out in the hallway.
Yeah.
Is everybody running
Okay.
around the hallways if we look at
You do see a few people like kind of peeking at other patrons and stuff that like looking out. Let me go and change the music real quick.
Wasn't me.
It's a
It was a
phoenix.
dragon. Fireball. Come in. Too bad I can't.
Guys, I'm down 5 speed.
That dragon we left behind.
Yeah.
on the other.
The dragon we summoned and ditched.
Yeah.
In my world?
In your world, yeah. It's come.
Are we supposed to like do something about that out there?
I don't know what that was.
I don't either. It looked kind of scary.
I'm a
Though.
little worried about the music.
Yeah, the
I-
DM's erasing the board, which is never good.
Should we
Why
go
is the
back to
board
sleep?
always green?
They colored it. The
The
kids.
boys colored it too.
Got it.
Oh, this will be much easier to erase.
I'm gonna let you work on that corner. Okay.
We go. I'm
So
gonna
you guys-
go downstairs and see what Holdrick's doing.
I'll
Okay.
go downstairs.
You currently see, as you make your way down the stairs, you guys are getting your armor and
How much
everything on.
use
You
the
see,
sword has
you see,
got.
Draven is.
It was just an
You
impulse
see
buy.
Draven and Ruby. They're both kind of crouched down. You see Draven's got a hand axe and he's looking out towards the door and he's just holding it up and just saying,
So much that it's
What's going on around
"Oh, I
here?
don't have any idea. Just heard a massive explosion somewhere. Came off in that direction.
How far away you think?
I don't know. It was big. I'm just ready for whatever comes. Oh, if something's happening, feel free to go and look yourself.
Come on, team. Adventure awaits.
The
Really?
fates are on
Did-
their
I assume you
way.
got the girls just met us down.
Yeah, you guys are all making your way. Okay.
Girls met
So you
me. I
guys-
was in a room with her. And I guess you.
Yeah.
Us three.
What a girl.
Okay, so you guys all head out.
And I guess you.
He said he didn't want to be alone, so
They didn't have a
I guess it's
choice.
probably just me and Trent in a room.
Okay,
and
you
three
open
in
up the
room.
door and immediately you can see several other people on the street, like, and like, gasping. And you can see they're facing off in the distance, maybe about a quarter of a mile away. If you're proficient in history, go and roll a history check for me.
I just go to technology.
Ooh, I am.
17.
17.
10.
7.
Okay, so you guys are,
Slices.
you pick up on that's where. Sorry, actually, what's it called?
I chose some proficiencies I've never chosen before.
Yeah, I have proficiency in history, which I've never
Because
had before.
I literally built this character to be this character more than any.
It's in the direction of Leopold's General.
Oh, yeah, we bought stuff there.
Mhm.
Pickled pig's feet.
And
Yes,
you can
oh, yeah.
see that building is what appears to be on fire.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no, Leopold, what'd you do?
You must save the feet at all costs.
Yes, let's go.
Okay, so
It's
you guys
called the fire shovel.
begin hustling your way there. You can see a few of the people making their way towards there. You can see they have buckets of water and pails. As you guys are about maybe 60 feet away from it, I'm gonna go draw this on here. So draw like this.
Sorry, I just had a fill up moment. I was just thinking as they bring the water, I flavor it to be grape flavored.
Fire appreciates you.
It's just, I panicked.
That's what you would
We have
do in
orange anywhere?
a crisis.
Philip, orange.
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 It's not very good orange anymore.
It's alright.
It's been drawn on black like that.
It's more
Okay,
like
you
fire.
can see that there's that entire side. There's a lot of wood splintered and stuff. And
like that.
I hope this is a gang of pyromaniac goblins that just blow us.
Pirate-matic.
Pirate-matic.
Pyros. They're pirate-matic pyros.
Pyromatic pyros.
Do not use a case for your phone either.
Not my work phone.
We don't care.
No, because he hates it.
so, as you get closer to there, so go ahead and put yourselves about right here on the edge as you're all
Yeah.
running. So whatever your marching order is.
I'll be in the front.
I don't think you
I don't
would.
think you would be. You're not that fast. You're at
I
half
will
speed.
try to be in the front.
He'll really be like back
So
there.
will be-
Trent would probably be in the front.
I'm gonna be in the back.
You all are pretty close in the same speed, but except for St.
Except for
who's
St. John.
struggling. Okay,
Who would be in the
as you
back.
get there, you
in
see
the back.
stepping out
your leg.
from the front of the building
Cool.
3 figures
Yes.
wearing black cloaks.
Ruh-roh.
With green insignia?
With the green embroidery.
Oh, sweet.
That's kind of flickering in the light behind them.
I quickly throw on the cloak. I'm just kidding.
Surprise! You
I was
turn around
kidding.
just attack.
I was kidding.
Okay, but you see three of them currently. You see one of them appears to be sliding something into their cloak. And they see you and you see him. And that's all you hear over the roar of the fire and whatnot. And so you see them both take out bows. I need everybody to roll initiative for me.
Come on, above a 5 is all I ask.
20.
Oh, okay.
Fury.
11.
Enid.
4.
Ash.
13.
Baddies.
Oh.
They said
You guys
fatties.
18.
I think we're all like a bit slap happy today.
It's like cookies.
I wonder where the term slap happy came from.
You just slap.
It's like,
That's what my dad used to do when he had to get up early. He just kind of like let me.
oh.
Not like, he like
I thought
slaps. You know,
it's- every time he got up early, he slapped people.
So Trin, you see the one side of the cloak, you see the other two getting ready to draw bows.
They both have
Both
two
of
on the
these
outside
two.
have bows, and the
Both
middle
of
one
them,
doesn't.
the middle one just slid something into
Are there any other
his cloak, and he pointed towards you.
Towards
You
Is the
guys.
full building
okay.
on fire or just over there? At the
Over
moment?
here is on fire, and
Are there any other like building structures around? Are we in an alley or this?
it's kind of an open. You're in the open thoroughfare. This is on the front corner. There's probably another building, maybe 30 feet behind.
Okay,
Are there
but-
bystanders?
You do see a few people running up with pails of water.
But okay.
I'm gonna run, use my action to run, and then bonus action throw up shield of faith. Not throw up.
So use your action. Okay, so as you use your full action as you're running, you pull on your holy symbol,
Yeah.
and shimmering protection comes on you. They immediately, those two, seeing you run up that quickly, are gonna fire two shots at you.
Yeah, I mean he's taking something, so
Yeah.
justice.
What's your AC?
21.
21.
What if it was stolen from him and he's just trying to get it back?
20, and this is so 4 arrows from each of these or 2 arrows from each of them. As you're running up,
Too
they
fast for you.
do not do that. The one kind of sitting there.
The arms just.
He is going to.
Oh, and I got my little thing
Yeah,
too.
so, I was just thinking, so threatening. Just.
I haven't used it though,
I know.
but I can.
It takes a while for it to reset.
Right. So only
It has to rest.
Oh, I have to be closer to that.
But I wasn't gonna let them stand and shoot me with a bow for 2 turns.
I don't know, that's ranged, so
30.
you do that one instead.
Why is
Don't worry,
Ash
guys, I got
upside down?
this.
Not on my side. Oh.
I had my figure and I was looking at it like
It's right side up on my side. I don't
I
know.
noticed that too.
It's fine. She's just.
Your side's all that matters.
You see, he reaches out towards you, and he is going to.
Stop his hand. No. Stop it.
It's gonna mage hand me in my face.
No, he's going to. You watch as his
It's like,
hand
no,
begins
no,
to
you got to-
glow in
no,
this
I'm not
green,
going to do
sickly
that.
energy,
Good.
reaches out and is going to attempt to do vampiric touch against you.
Good. Wonderful. Do I
Nope,
have
that's
something
a 2.
for that?
That does not work.
You keep using that one.
I just surprised him so much.
So he reaches out, and as soon as his hand touches you, it touches the armor, and you can see the energy's trying to seep in through the armor, and the shield of faith jettisons it away from his hand, and the spell dissipates on his hand, and you see him. And all you can see, his face is veiled, and all you can see is his mouth, but you do see what appears to be 2 tusks up underneath,
Walrus.
like a green skin, green gray skin, as he's.
I pull out the goat of travelers.
Attack! All right. And then at the end of the turn, you do see 2 more emerge,
right.
but that was their
Oh,
action.
good.
That was their action
Guys,
to get
hurry
there.
up.
All right.
Oh my god, more? Yeah, you guys
Okay.
are leaving me up here.
Okay, Ash, what do you plan on doing?
I can't see the order, by the way. Only top 3. Okay.
So just what are you planning on doing first? Yeah.
I was gonna cast Entangle just in this general area.
Okay. All right, Sinjin, what are you planning on doing?
Taking a swig, casting a spell, and moving.
Okay.
Oh,
Taking a swig,
Fury, what are you planning on doing?
casting a spell.
Okay. And Enid. You're casting. Okay. So we'll go ahead and start. Ash, you're moving and casting a spell, or are you just casting it from there?
Hang on, let me check the range.
probably all definitely stay in the exact same area. I don't want to get very
Sinjin,
close.
you were taking a swig. I just remember what he bought.
This is 60 feet. I don't know how much the spell is.
Mine's 90 feet.
Oh, okay, then you can cast it wherever.
So I'm just gonna cast it, and that's good.
I don't know
20-foot
what he'd buy.
square.
I don't remember.
So if I do kind of like right here, I can hit both of these guys, right?
Do you
So
spit?
I'm gonna do that.
Pulled up.
I've got it.
Well, it's as if.
4d6.
Okay, for Agonizer Scorcher, right?
Oh,
Because you're doing Fire Spit Potion, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it might be more.
That's a straight line.
Yeah, it's a straight line. Okay.
Strength saving throw for
Okay.
those two.
Nope. And yes, so the one here on the right succeeds, the one in the back does not.
Okay.
So
oh,
he
wait,
is
does
restrained.
this go right away?
Yeah.
Or is it when I...
When you use your action, you drink it, and it essentially.
Oh, it's right away?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I thought it was more like the fire breath.
No. This is more of just like it's like you drink it. It's like, oh no, that's not.
Oh, that's cool. I already said it. That's what I'm doing.
No, you can. But
You could use your reaction to
You can
change.
probably react it.
But I didn't know if it's an action to spit it. Because if so, then
No,
I
your whole action is to drink it. Like your action is to drink it and then casting the spell.
Oh, so I can't. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
So you have your whole turn to do it.
I thought it was more of I could hold it till I wanted to, so I was going to do
No.
this, go invisible, and run forward. But if it happens automatically, that would blow my invisibility. So it's pointless.
So you could just go
Okay,
invisible.
So just go invisible.
Yeah.
I'll allow that.
I'll wait
change.
then. I'll just
Okay.
go invisible and move.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Did
and
they
then,
make their save?
One
No,
did.
one did. One on the right. Okay, and then move to where you're moving. Fury. What spell are you casting? And then go ahead. What do I need to do for Bane? How many creatures?
Charisma 3. And
Which
charisma
3 are you
saving
choosing?
throw. I'm gonna do the front 3.
Okay. What's your spell save?
Oh wait, range is 30 feet. That's
Yeah, you have to be a lot closer.
Yeah.
So
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 10, 15, 20, 25. You can hit this guy.
I can hit that one. Is that it?
Is
range
it
is 30.
range? Is it like a big thing? What are you doing?
Up to 3 feet. Within range. Up to 3 creatures.
Yeah. If you these
like
3 in the front.
Yeah.
Those 3 in the front you can each hit if you do diagonals. Yeah. Okay. So what's your spell save?
14.
Okay, first one saves, second one saves, third one over here, the one that succeeded on yours,
Okay.
that rolls a natural 1.
That's good.
So he has a minus the 4.
D4 on attack roll or saving throw.
Okay, alright. And then, Fury, what are you casting?
I hold my hand up and just ice materializes. I just jettison it forward.
This guy right here?
Yep.
Nice. Okay, so that is
14 to hit.
14 just misses.
That's fine. It still explodes to hit.
So him and the other one, what's your spell save?
15.
15. The one over here succeeds.
Okay.
On his save. And Trin, you're up next.
All right. 12 damage on fail, 6 on succeed. I rolled 2 6s.
Okay, nice. Okay, so the one is as you throw the dagger, he kind of just leans out of the way and it explodes right next to him, and he takes the full brunt of that, but the other one kind of shields himself away from it. Okay, all right. Trin, what are you doing?
Do Vow of Enmity on the one in front of me.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to.
Nice. Okay, so you just kind of seeing his face, you just let the divine energy fill you, and you like everything else fades out, and you just become super focused on this individual.
Yeah.
So you have advantage on all attacks against him.
19.
19 hits.
Cool.
Oh, I only have 1 attack still. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
But you can make that attack very powerful.
And then I'm gonna use I'm gonna use my divine smite.
Okay.
You're gonna put your back into it. That's what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Oh.
Reroll the middle one.
That's still
it's an
terrible. Yeah.
Below average, but
8. Well, plus 8. Is that plus my 3 still?
Yeah.
plus your shot.
11.
Yeah. So 11 points.
One more.
Oh, 12.
Okay. So you
Probably should update all
I
those
updated.
numbers.
So you just kind of, and then as soon as you hit the divine energy explodes and carves into him a little bit deeper. And okay.
Baddie's turn.
Baddie's turns.
I do not like work.
What is entangled? What is
This
entangled?
one's gonna go here.
That one's trapped.
This one's gonna go here.
So
Let's
wait,
make a
That's
that's the one that's
Okay.
trapped.
Yeah.
By
He
entangled.
has to make a
This one's
strength
in-
saving DC as his action.
Oh, that's his action.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
He can still move, but
Wait.
17
Yep.
plus 2. So 19, yeah. So he gets to move, but
Does
his
that
action. So
matter?
that burned his action, though.
Yep.
He was restrained. He would have automatically failed the saving throw anyway.
No, you had to hit. You had to roll the hit.
Well, but then the dexterity saving
Oh,
throw.
gotcha.
But he
Yeah,
failed
he's
it anyway.
failing this guy. All right. Then this guy's gonna run away. Oh, I forgot about your feet. He's gonna run. He's gonna attempt to run away.
Trin.
Mimi, hit.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit it.
So kick him.
roll the hit.
Kick him with your feet.
16.
16 just misses.
Mm.
So he 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40, 50, 55, 60. So he used his full action to dash away from you. Though that one used his action, the other one gets advantage on the attack against you. You did roll with advantage, right? On your hit. Okay. This one will be a 19 to hit. Doesn't hit you. That one is going to take a shot at 2 shots at you, Enid. Nope. Does 16 hit?
Is this Enid right here?
Yeah. No.
No, Enid's
Oh,
back.
Enid's here.
Yes,
This is a
that
bad
hits
person?
me.
Yeah.
These are all bad?
Yep.
Okay.
That's going to be 10 points of piercing damage as he releases the first arrow you're able to use. You kind of momentum of running and you dodge out of the way. Second one, he fires it in low, and as he kind of pierces you in the arm a little bit. This one on this side is going to take a couple steps this way. Looking at who's been doing stuff, saw you throw that knife. Well, you're a little bit further back, so he's going to take 2 shots at you. That one's going to be a 21 to hit you.
Yeah, only by 10.
Okay, that one. That one will be a 16 to hit. 16 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, both those hit
It's running
you.
11 over here.
Epic.
Should've got you some armor.
Yeah.
I can't wear armor, no matter what. I guess
15,
it just.
15 points of
It used
damage
to
to
always
you.
be at 11.
That is those 2 shots.
I'm looking very, very rough.
Okay, so the 2 arrows hit you from back there. That was their turn. That's all they could do. All right. Okay.
Yeah, my turn.
Are these within 5 feet of each other because this one's overlapping? These two?
They're 10 feet apart.
He's
So-
probably technically in that square.
Yeah.
Are you chasing down the baddie?
It's not my turn, but yeah, I will.
Okay. Yeah. So Ash. Sorry.
I'm gonna cast Moonbeam on him.
Okay. How far is that?
120 feet.
Okay. Yeah.
So he needs to do a Constitution
Is it the
saving
start?
throw.
Nothing on this turn.
Nothing.
Yeah. It's he has to start his
It's
turn.
He'll
changed
start
from.
his turn in it, though.
Yeah,
And that's
so-
when he'll take the damage.
Okay.
his
Well,
turn.
when it's his turn, he has to do a Constitution save.
What do you
Okay.
have on you?
And then
You're invisible.
It just felt like
Do
we're
we have
Yours,
another
I'm
ring?
Oh, I'm
I mean, lots of people wear rings here, but
Well, sorry,
He's
one
just
of
hanging out
us
with you on the
doesn't.
shoulder.
Yeah, because
I
he's
was
gonna.
I'm gonna go. Never mind.
Can't really do anything right now.
Okay.
He'll be out of the way so he doesn't die.
Sinjin, what are you planning
He's
on
up
doing?
here on this
all I
tree.
can do is move.
Okay.
I'm too slow.
I
You can get to this 5 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
25.
35. Yeah, I know, 35 with the blade flourish.
I have to hit something in order to do it, right?
You have to attack. You have to take the attack action. So
But
if
if it's
you...
not within range...
Can you do
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
So you can,
It
you
adds
can do the
10
movement before you do the attack or after you do
A
the
lot of
attack?
these pictures after. It's before.
No, it's you gain 10 additional feet when you're doing the blade.
I assume it's
flourish.
kind of like my thing where it's before or after you do the thing.
Alright, then I'll do that. I didn't
Okay.
know I could do that.
Yeah. Essentially, it gives you that additional. That's why it's better, like for the dagger pit stuff as well. Is you can do that attack, like you can move that 10 additional feet if you use the bowler or something.
Oh, then you guys are next to each other, but you don't know that.
Okay, so you're going to move forward, do the attack.
That's true, I don't see
It's
it.
going to decide what flourish you're going to use. Fury. What are you planning on doing?
Going invisible.
Going invisible.
Oh.
Okay. Ian, what are you
Actually,
planning on
I'm going to move up, go invisible, and then do my 10 feet of movement while invisible.
using that 10-foot movement when you cast the spell. Does it have to be a specific kind of...
It's just a first level or higher spell.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Ian, what are you planning on doing?
Well, I was gonna walk backwards, and as I passed Fury, I was going to heal him, but
Okay.
I.
So he
will
goes
go-
before you, and he was going to disappear.
So I'll still move back and put up spiritual with my spiritual weapon.
Okay.
No healing for you.
I think I can go there.
Okay. So, Ash, go ahead and you already cast your Moonbeam. Sinjin, go ahead and make your attack.
What if you hit someone in
You
a
have
moonbeam?
advantage, 'cause he
would I
doesn't know
get
they were
hurt
there.
too?
If you enter into it.
Nope.
I'd have to enter it to hit him. You know, if it's on him, I'd have to.
Well,
No,
I can.
we determined you
Go
don't.
cheat at your...
That's not how that
go
Okay,
cheat at
because
your
you'd have to enter into
party
its
concentration
square
as
and
the
stay
attack.
there.
No.
Because it's only like your blade that's going into
I
it.
think you did.
Okay. Okay.
If you're a monk, I mean, you might singe your hand, but his whole
That's
body's
for
like.
extra damage.
Oh, no, but not to hit.
No.
Oh, okay,
That's.
gotcha.
I mean, I'm good with that.
Moonbeam was a bit
So 12
overpowered
misses.
before we
But
changed
I can
how it
technically
works.
offhand
Well,
attack
yeah.
too,
Yeah.
right?
Because there's a
So
guarantee.
your
Yeah,
invisibility goes
10
away. This
damage.
is just straight
Or-
attack, though.
I don't really have very many.
17.
damage
So you
spells.
shoom, and he's
But I
like,
mean, you,
And it's with the other
Still,
sword,
yeah.
right? It's not with the rapier, it's
I hit
with the short sword.
it's still really good
Is
stuff.
okay. So 8 points of damage.
okay,
And my AC goes up by 1.
nice. Okay, he actually goes down as he had been hit by the ice knife. So
Wait,
the
put
boom,
that on me. I'm invisible.
and so you quickly appear. You stab forward with the rapier, just as you you saw him take a step back as Trin was blocking with the shield, and it just misses, and you appear, and then you quickly come up with your sword and do that. Fury, you did your stuff. Enid, you were gonna cast your spell. You saw him, so you use your reaction to cancel that spell. What are you doing?
Well, so I got my spiritual weapon out,
She could.
Okay.
and that's it, right?
Yeah. So where do you cast it?
And you can
make
you can
an
attack with it
on
too.
this turn.
I can on this
Yeah.
turn. Oh,
Yep.
okay, then yeah. I guess because I now see. I guess I'd probably do it on the person attacking Trin.
Okay. So your tombstone appears.
Yes.
Shoom. Okay. And go ahead and make a spell attack against
Okay,
them.
that's what I was looking for.
It's the book all over. It's your
Oh,
time.
really?
It's
That's
your
fine.
time. It's...
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay.
Yeah, this is plus your 6, so 23 to hit. So yeah, go ahead and roll your 1d8 damage. Plus, I think, is it plus your wisdom?
With, yeah,
Plus your
1d8
wisdom?
plus your, yes,
Yeah.
5
Nice.
plus
Dang.
Okay.
4.
Okay, so you guys
Yeah,
you guys
9.
watch as this comes and you see it crack down go over his head, and you see him, and then you see it reform right above him.
9 points.
9 points of damage. Got it.
Awesome.
I imagine if they kill someone, it just goes in the ground and they just fall over in front of it, dead.
It changes the name.
Yes.
So okay, at the end of that turn, you see 2 individuals
You get a
running
name.
up. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
So these are ice and water
15,
buckets.
20, 25, 30. Okay. So I'll just put them even with each other, but you see them running towards the fire.
The
And
buckets.
they're yelling, "Is anyone in the building still? I don't know." And they're
Working on it. Thought
Okay.
I was gonna go invisibly, but it didn't work out.
okay. So Trin, top of the order. What are you doing?
I'm gonna run after him.
Okay.
If I hit him with a moonbeam next time, when he's got a moonbeam on him, well,
It's only 5 feet. It's only a 5 foot
okay,
radius.
wait, so you're talking about. I just want to make sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think all I can do is run though, and just
You
have
can
him
just get up
stand
to
there.
him.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I have a bonus that will do anything.
You don't have Misty Step yet, I don't think.
But the odds that you will hit him again and stop his movement.
Yeah.
And I can't just like
And then
lunge at
he
him.
will.
No, not right now. Because eventually, so
Yeah.
whenever you get your
You'll
second
take the
attack,
damage
you can make a
from
grapple
moving
attack,
And
and
she
then you
gets to
can
do the
essentially with
second one.
That's
If you
a
were to
really
if you
good.
did one of them like that. So
If I ever get
Okay,
hit,
So
so
I just
you-
keep chasing him.
So
basically.
you run up and you get right next to him,
Range,
and
you
you
can attack
and
him,
you,
make him
you
stop.
just kind of follow him with your long
I just can't
sword
hit him
shield.
this time.
No,
Okay.
if he tries to run, you can, then he can't move.
Oh, gotcha.
Start of his turn, he will take damage. What does he need to make? Constitution save.
Yep.
Okay, that's 15.
Yep, that makes sense.
Okay, so he takes half damage.
So 4. Woohoo, 4.
4 damage.
4. Okay, so 4. You see, as you see the radiant energy kind of just soak through, and you see it burning away some of his cloak a little bit. He's like, and then he will continue.
I'm concerned that you're not writing his like damage down.
I have a base level, so he has a
Okay.
higher one. They all have a base health.
That was like, I
very
didn't know if
simple.
it was like pointless for me
No.
to keep running
You can
after him.
attack
Like
him
if
every
we
turn.
were
This
gonna
is
kill him.
this is an encounter that I made up on the spot, so I don't have any sheets
I'm
or anything
gonna
like
hit
that
him.
ready. Okay, so I'm just sending the moonbeam off to the side because he's running.
Maybe.
So 5. Yeah.
Maybe.
Natural
Natural
20.
Oh man, he's not going anywhere. Okay, so
Nice.
he's staying right in the
The
moonbeam.
heat got him.
Oh no!
He tried to help with the
Okay.
fire.
Yeah.
Can I do
told you
Divine
not
Smite?
to.
It's your last
And
spell
then
It
slot.
is my
that too.
last spell slot. Yeah.
Tombstone set his body.
So you double all those.
12, so 24,
She comes over.
30.
It was
Okay,
his time.
you hit him,
He had 1
whack,
HP.
and you watch as he goes down.
And he
And
drops the thing?
No, it's still in his cloak, and you see him
Swear to God, I just stole a jar.
slowly beginning to stand up. The half-orc ability. As
It's okay, he's going to start his turn in a moonbeam.
Yeah.
Bonus action, grab the thing from his cloak?
Make a dexterity check as you kind of knocked him unconscious.
Of course, it was your Christmas.
Dex.
That.
Make
Just
a
the
sleight
dex
of, sleight of hand check.
Oh. 12.
12. It's just enough. You reach in and you, because he fell down, and you reach in and you pull out whatever he had, but you have it in your hand. Yeah.
I glance.
No, that's not. That's I'll unfurl it. I think I'll look at what it
Examine
is.
In front of
You can't do 10 things.
No
in
10
my pocket.
reactions.
You
Because
you
time
literally you have
stops.
just
I
enough time
literally
to
just
reach in.
grabbed it, yeah.
You were the one that in the front that were able to see it.
And I kick him in the face.
And you watch. It's kind of one of those cool things as you slashed him and your sword got into the moonbeam. You saw it
But as she
radiating with power.
All these
As-
glowing-
But as she reached in, she would have had to go into the moonbeam.
you would have.
That's
So
fine, I'll take the damage.
okay. So go ahead. So
Constitution
Constitution
save.
save. Thank you for that. I forgot about that.
I think you said
So that was
15?
his.
15?
Yeah,
You-
you said
So the other 3 bad guys still gotta go.
Okay.
5, but
2 damage.
Seeing that.
it's hurting me real bad.
You're the bigger threat right there. He knows that you cast it, but he can't really do anything. He sees you right there. This one's gonna step up here. He's gonna fire 2 shots at you.
Like, cancel out my concentration.
With what?
I think
If
both
I
of those
switch
miss.
shapes, doesn't it cancel out
Maybe
the
11
concentration
hit.
spell?
That's what I did all the time.
So the guy with the sword. 2
But
swipes.
if you take
Oh,
damage, you
gosh.
have to constantly.
Those dice are off to the side.
No, keep
Parry,
using them.
parry.
Yeah, we like
Yeah,
them. We like them. We
you
like
just
them.
you guys watch Sinjin in a flurry of ching, 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 just blocking every like 2 arrows out of the air.
Our
2
hero
sword
of
attacks.
the hero
Come on,
of
give me a
heroes.
challenge.
Show off.
Ladies and
I
gentlemen.
say that like close enough.
Dan, against that armor class is killer.
You got your good throws when you
18
were.
was my highest against you, Trin.
Your good
Anyone else?
rolls were
That's
against
18, so
tracking
that
down
misses.
I mean, I am at a 21. So
That was their
it's kinda
turn.
ridiculous.
Ash, what are you doing? you saw the figure get struck down, and you see the moonbeam just kind of still sitting there. You saw Trin reach in, pull something out, and you see the moonbeam radiating her sword and just like illuminating a bright light, and you can see the individual still stuck in the moonbeam.
Nothing has a fast enough speed.
Could do a blink dog.
Yeah, she hadn't gotten to that page yet. I don't think.
Is that a bonus though?
No, it's an action, but that's all you have. That's all you need.
Okay, the blink dog is right there, but where is the blink dog?
It's right. I saw it.
I see the blink dog.
I saw the
But where are
blink
his stats?
dog. Weird.
All right, well, I'll turn into a blink dog.
What's the challenge rating? Just double check.
A quarter. I can do that.
Quarter. You can do a quarter. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know if it's a bonus action for the blink ability, or is it?
Blink, teleport. It doesn't really say. Oh, before or after teleporting, the blink dog can make one bite attack.
So
It's an action. Okay.
But
so
yeah,
you turn into you turn into a blink dog. So Enid, yeah. So but you still have maintained
And you can
the
move.
other spell.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that was your turn. If you want to move, you can. All right. Sinjin. Okay. Sorry, Sinjin. What are you doing? Attacking or?
No. Yes. I'm going to try to thunderwave this person away from me and run inside to check for anybody.
Okay. So you do that. Fury. What are you doing?
I think I will thunderwave the person in front of me.
Okay. You'll have to get a little bit closer to.
15.
Oh no. I guess you'll be fine. Okay. So you're moving right here.
What? No, I was going to blow him this way.
Oh, you're gonna blow him that way. Okay.
Just so I can
Oh, gotcha.
and then
Okay.
run inside so I don't waste movement.
Okay, Enid, what are you doing?
Guiding bolt on that one. I see it.
This one?
That one. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you have to be within 60 feet. Is she within 60 feet?
No,
She might have to move a
It's
little.
120.
Oh, yeah, Guy Bolt's ridiculous.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I'm
Okay.
just gonna stay back.
So go ahead and make your attack because you already did all your stuff.
Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
And
A little
might as well
guy.
do another one for my
Yeah.
guy.
What's your spell saves, Fury?
Mine's 15.
Nope. So they both fail. So they both get pushed.
What's the amount, Lewis?
2d8.
2d8. So Ellen takes 8 points of damage.
Same
And
as
it's
mine.
pushed
Has he been
back
damaged? I don't think this guy
10
been damaged yet.
And then since I won't get an opportunity attack, I'm then going to
Okay.
25 and kind of take a quick look around and see
Okay.
if anybody's in here.
So how much damage did he take?
8
from-
more, and then I.
Okay. So he had been. I don't know if he'd been
One
damaged.
of them had been damaged.
No, the main guy had been damaged. I think both of those because they came.
I-
He was entangled.
Yeah.
No,
that's
she
right.
attacked this one with
I
the
attacked that
with the weapon, spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So this one's down.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have. I was like, yeah, that's
The
right.
spiritual weapon got that one.
Yeah. Okay. And then you also do have. So you do guiding bolt and
And
spiritual
weapon.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Okay. Yeah. So you do guiding bolt. So go ahead and make your spell attack.
16,
Yeah.
24.
Okay. So that'll hit, and then you have advantage on your spiritual weapon attack. Boom.
Oh.
because this was over and
Yeah.
you gave yourself advantage.
Oh, I still have movement too.
Yeah.
Well,
I want to actually move around the corner.
Down here?
14 points of damage for the guy.
14. Okay. This one again looked a little bit hardier than the other one, but so we're going to roll with
Advantage,
advantage.
so,
Oh.
for the spiritual weapon.
Oh, I guess I'll leave that as well as it.
It was
12, yeah. It'll be enough to hit. So.
Okay.
So
Okay, so you're just seeing if you can get it.
there was like
Yeah, so yeah, that hits,
simultaneous
so go ahead and, because plus
wait,
6
two
is
more
18, so
explosion
go ahead and roll
sounds
your
from both
1d8.
of us together.
That 9 points of damage.
9. This one goes down.
What do I see as I run in? Just take a quick look around.
Make a perception check. Okay, so you do that, and then
17.
17. You look around, and you can see that the explosion happened off to the left of you. You can see that a large portion of this corner is actually just kind of broken down. You can actually see, but there's fire coming out right there. I just didn't draw that far, but you can see that it's pretty well destroyed. You can see off and up in front of you, there looks like there's a lot of rubble and stuff, and you do see what appears to be some blood splatters. That's what you see in front of you currently.
So it's all of us. So Trin.
Boom, boom.
I guess I'm just gonna hit.
Okay. You have advantage. I'm saying that he fell prone. So
and
he
would have advantage.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I should have rolled away from the board.
I don't think
They're not cogs.
They're not?
No.
Okay. Dang, 13.
13 unfortunately misses as you swing down. You just see it do that.
I tucked the thing into my... No.
Yeah, you can do that. So you tuck it away, and then you just kind of cross your arms as you know what's about to happen. As you just kind of look up at the radiant light, and you just kind of smile down at him and go ahead and roll your damage because it doesn't matter. I don't think he saves. So
What did he get?
he rolled 14.
My save's 14.
Oh, okay. So doesn't matter. He has 1 HP left. So how do you want to destroy this individual?
Maybe he can just like completely disintegrate, and then his cloak just floats down.
All right.
Because that survives for some
So
reason.
you watch as that happens. It's just the, and you can just see the half-orc features just disappear,
I got 2 cloaks.
and the cloak falls to the ground. Nice.
Yeah.
So just this guy.
Slowly
Infiltrate.
Okay.
Disguises.
Jeez.
I picked up the 3rd.
He's looking around. Oh, I forgot to move them closer.
I am going to grab that cloak.
25, 30, 35, 40.
I'm not going to leave it for someone else.
They're dashing to get here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
I don't know why we would want them.
CMB goes over here.
If they're imbued
joining.
with some sort of magic, though, we probably do need to
That's
figure
what
it
he's
out.
doing for his turn.
Is he
Ash.
facing the villager?
Yeah.
All right.
Who's bad
I-
that's left? That guy?
Did I
Okay.
notice that guy go over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you move last time?
No.
No.
I should have.
You could have.
I mean, if anything, I would have been going that way.
Okay.
That's 500 closer.
Here.
You can move the
It's
moonbeam, what,
it's
60
value
feet?
movement.
Yeah. Okay, so
Action was.
Bonus.
Go here, and then.
You still keep it inside of him.
yeah, I just can't teleport that right where I want to.
You can use your action to get closer if you want.
Yeah, 'cause it's a dash.
To dash.
So that give me 80 feet then.
40 more.
Right, 80 feet total.
You can get right next to him, right here. If you go diagonally, you're right on him.
You just can't attack him this turn.
Yeah.
Right
Well,
on.
then if my teleport was 40 feet, so I could still teleport that.
Oh,
and
teleport's 40 feet. Then
and
yeah,
then
you
40.
can teleport.
Then, no, teleport and I
Yeah.
get 1 bite attack.
Okay.
So I'll just do that.
Okay.
Which
You look at him and you can see this individual is beginning to pull out a knife and is reaching out to grab this individual.
no, sir.
The innocent person who's
Mhm.
trying to fight the fire?
You'll get 6
You
points
have
of.
to make an attack roll first.
No,
Nice,
she just
she
bites.
hit.
Just bites, automatic hits.
16.
16 hits. Yeah.
You get 6 points of damage.
Okay, that one had been damaged just a little bit. So he is down. Okay.
I'm
Alright.
running in
Okay.
over towards the blood and trying to find somebody.
Alright, make an investigation check.
Mm,
You saw him run to the
Right,
building.
so I'm gonna
Okay.
go.
If the cloak is actually left, I'm going to pick up that one and turn around.
Is the battle
60.
music part
17.
over?
No, I'm leaving kind of for the intense situation.
17.
17. Looking around, you do see a little bit of movement in the rubble behind the desk.
I'm going to go over there and try to help whoever's there.
Okay, go ahead and make a strength check.
Natural 20!
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god,
When it counts,
kind
you
of,
get some.
kind of
He's
just
gonna get all the
reaching in.
badges of heroism.
You quickly reach, you
Like-
pull a big beam out of the way, and you reach down and you pull up, and it's Archer labeled, the elderly man, and you kind of pull him up, and you start pulling him up, and he's like, wait, and you see him reaches out and he grabs something from underneath the desk, and like reaches up further behind there, and you can see him. Help me!
Okay.
And so you kind of help him reach for it, and he pulls out this long tube, apparently made of a very fine leather material. And slash, okay,
Let's get you out of here.
and so he begins taking you out, and you guys exit the building, and you guys all reconvene, and that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Well, I do have a question. I know prestidigitation is just a cantrip. Could I attempt to cast it at second level to help put? I can use just a cantrip to snuff out a small fire.
Let me
It's not a
write.
small fire.
I need to write.
I know,
down.
but I want to actually just like use second level spell slots that try to.
You can't cast the cantrips at higher level spells, unfortunately.
Okay, let's see.
Feel like you should.
But you can.
Saved Leopold. Add that to my
Alright,
somewhere.
Oh, I threw my cat
We
out
will,
here.
guys. We're gonna be playing again on
Oh,
Tuesday
yeah.
night. So just want to let you know that. But yeah, we will. Yeah, pick it up then. So thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Here's your ring.